I like you raw, no edit, no lace. Your morning breath still fits your face. The things you hide, I hold them close. The things you feel, I want the most. My 6-foot Amazon, you stand like gold. I ice your hand, then let it glow. I know your cycle by heart, by week. I know your moves before you speak. You make me proud just walking in. Slim black dress and that soft grin. Don't change for me. I like the truth, the real you. Pulls me through, don't shower, baby. Let it stay on you. Don't shower, baby. Taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. I'm yours, baby. Mark your territory. Ooh, I'm yours, baby. That's my glory. Ooh, you my Baccarat rouge. Stick on my skin. You my Baccarat rouge. I'm gonna again. You the prize, you the trophy too. When you're near me, I look good through you. Tinted windows, Range Rover glide. Late night roads with you by my side. I'm honored, baby, to love you right. To hold you down and guard your light. I love your flaws, I love your mess. The parts you hide, I love them best. I want my face to smell like you. It's not my face, it's yours now too. Mark my face, don't miss a spot. Say I'm yours, mean it lies for me. I like the truth, the real you. Pulls me through, don't shower, baby. Let it stay on you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. Baby, mark your territory. I'm yours, baby. That's my glory. You my Baccarat rouge. Stick on my skin. You my Baccarat rouge. I'm gonna get. Slow it down, let the room breathe. Say my name like you need me. Deep and out, syrup in my tone. Hold me close, you are my home. They just shine like morning gold. The energy warm in the cold. You light it up for everybody there. You walk in and the whole room cares. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. Hey, I wanna taste the real you. I'm yours, baby. Mark your territory. I'm yours, baby. That's my glory. You my Baccarat rouge. Stick on my skin. You my Baccarat rouge. I'm gonna get my trophy girl. My reason why your light on me makes heads turn pie. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Fade me out. Fade me out. Ooh.
Dang, I was talking, y'all couldn't hear me. But how everybody doing today? This is going to be one of the quicker shows that we have because I got a lot of creative things I want to do today. So it's going to be one of the quicker shows, about an hour, hour and a half. Um, but allow me to add the guest to the stage. We're going to talk about relationships and when a woman is no longer enjoying the sex. With her man. How does she respond? What happens? Where does it come from? Things like that, right? That's gonna be our main topic. We're gonna go over a couple different topics, but that's gonna be the main one. So let me add the guests to the stage as they came up. How everybody doing today? We got
Good.
doing good. Sierra, you on the stage too? I just added you to the stage too. Um, but Orchid, what's going on?
Nothing, just chilling, creating content.
Just chilling. You've been trying to make some content. Been
Uh
dropping
huh.
some bangers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One go viral this week on TikTok, so that was great.
Okay,
Nice.
congratulations.
Thank
How
you.
about you? I'm assuming it's pronounced Michelle.
Oh, what? You got that right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. What's going on?
Nothing much. Chilling, chilling, chilling.
Chilling today. Nothing special on the Lord's Day. Just chilling out.
Not today. Watch church, and that was pretty much it.
Um,
Okay. But oh, Sierra said she
Yeah, I
can't.
can't hear you.
All right, Sierra. I'm gonna just come like refresh it. Come right back. I'm about to put you so that you can refresh it. All right. So Sierra will be right back with us. Um, but yeah, today we're going to talk about relationships because oh, you can't see me. Um, I think a lot of men experience getting into a relationship and at some point a woman might not be the same sexual. I think a lot of it. I think it happens a lot in marriages, right? Where people say about sexless marriages and things like that. So I'm curious. Where does it start from? I saw a video that prompted me to have this conversation. Um, it was a woman, pretty much. I follow her. She talks about she teaches something involving couples and sex and stuff like that. And she was pretty much telling men, woman, she don't want to have sex, and it's like, question is why. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. That's the main topic. Any like y'all got any idea? Y'all ever been through that?
I think I had like one of the worst marriages when it came to sex. Like, I think my husband was so like naive. He didn't even know like how to finger me. I had to teach him that. He didn't know like anything. I had to teach him practically everything. And I was like willing to teach, I guess, when I was like just that young and dumb, as I call it. But
Okay.
um, I think you can teach somebody. But at this stage in my life, I'm not in the teaching phase. So I kind of want you to come equipped with your own skills.
Okay.
I'm not really
Interesting.
doing a lot of teaching anymore. I like to kind of get taught these days.
Okay. Anybody else have any experience with that? How about you, Michelle?
Well, I wanted to understand the question again. Did you say that she didn't want to have sex anymore while she was married, or she didn't have sex? I didn't understand. Like, did
Well,
she lose the spark for wanting to have sex?
there's so many different reasons. So this wasn't a personal situation. This was somebody just addressing the overall topic
Mm.
of, what women and stuff like that. I'm gonna play the video, but I just want to see if y'all got any like prerequisite thoughts. Have y'all anything hit your mind so far about the main topic?
So I'll do really quickly.
For sure.
I actually just had a friend who went through this and she brought it to me. And I just suggested that, she talked to her partner about it. And she did, but he didn't take it the right way. He kind of took
Mm,
Mm.
offense.
wow.
Yeah, I think it's
Interesting.
an ego thing for men. I think it's like their ego is bruised when that happens because I
It's
think they
also
just
how you
assume.
say it too. I think how
Mhm.
you address the situation when you teach a man. I'm sorry to cut you off. When you're teaching a man certain things about yourself, because they are easily ego bruised. Sometimes the delivery does matter. I always say you have to talk to a man like you talk to a child or how you treat a dog. Kind of give like a like with the dog or a child, you kind of give like a little positive before you just give the negative because it makes them more open to be able to receive. But when it does come to sex, that can kind of be like a sensitive subject, especially if you feel like he already know what's going on in the bedroom. But it's not something that can't be talked about. And I think when it comes to women, women have to be fed emotionally to even want to have sex sometimes. Like especially in a relationship, say y'all arguing all the time, it's sometimes like I don't even want you to touch me no more. Go on over there. So that can be a disconnection. But I believe like the communication, like I used to say this little thing, you gotta know how to talk to your big daddy in my marriage, but how you talk to a man when you don't like something, I would say like actually matters, but also sometimes women get to the point where like I don't even give a fuck to do the nice shit. You're not doing it. Fuck. You're not fucking me right. Do better. But we would like to I don't know how to. I don't know, but yeah,
See, I think I'm like the anomaly of a woman. Like, even if I'm mad, upset, whatever, I still want to. I think I was like too
yeah.
sexual. Like, I'm like almost like a man in that regard. Like, I'd rather just like do it all day. Like, we could be like fighting, I'll still do it, and then I'll just.
That fighting is a little different. You
Oh
know
my
what I'm
gosh,
saying?
it'll
'Cause
do that to me.
I get what you're saying. Because when it's like a little toxic. You toxic. You like.
I swear I'm healed.
That's what that sounds like. You like a little. Okay, we
No, I'm
argue.
more
Let's
like
make
I
it
don't want to
up.
go to bed angry,
I
so
feel that.
I'd rather knock around
Have
than
you
Yeah, you
you
have you
can have
always
a
been like
conversation.
have you always been like that from as far as you can remember?
in relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to
Okay.
be. I'm not team don't touch me. Like I'm more like
Yeah,
touch me because it's just like I know how bad like men feed off of that. Like that's their ego, that's their whole being. Like they need that every single day. So I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna go weeks without. No shit, I
Mm,
won't last either. Hell. So
interesting. I got an
Oh,
interesting perspective.
sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead, Sierra. I want to hear what you got to say first.
I was gonna say, so in my younger days, I feel like, well, at the time, I felt like, to have sex and, just be okay, whether you're not your friend or something like that. But I feel like as I get older, I just emotionally see, because I don't feel fulfilled if I'm having sex with somebody that, one, I don't love or care about, and two, if they don't love or care about me back. I
yeah.
wasn't always like this, but I can say that I'm like this now.
Gotcha. Um, I have a unique perspective, right? When it comes to like sex and stuff like that. I think I probably like started to think about this like a year ago, like just deep in thought and stuff. I don't think women realize how much goes into sex for a man. Like it's a lot of work for a man. Well, it's all work, for men. But I don't think y'all realize how much work we do. But not even just that, having to most women don't know their bodies at
hmm
all. Most women do not know their bodies. They never learn them, but they never learn their bodies for the same reason that men whose mothers allow them to live with them and never get a job, those men are just not prepared for life, right? Men allow women to never know their bodies. We just go in, we do it all ourselves. We do all the dirty work. And most women be like, oh, he either did it or he didn't. Instead of that idea of let me find out what I like and what really works for me. What do y'all think about that?
I think that's kind of true, but I explored myself enough to know what I like and don't like. So
I've
Okay.
I
never
come a
like
little prepared.
I've never really had like a bad experience as far as sex.
Hmm.
I mean, there has been times you have to tell somebody to do something a certain way, but I wouldn't equate that to a bad experience. I just feel like, everybody's different, every woman, every man, and we all like different things.
Hmm. Yeah.
But as far as teaching, I've never had to teach anybody either.
Hmm. What you think in the show?
I would say I had to learn myself. My most experience came from my ex husband, so that was like the time that I really really kind of explore to learn things about myself. So I would say kind of like yes and no. I think everything is a process of learning. Like sometimes whenever you're doing something with the person, you realize, okay, I really don't like this, or maybe I do like this if I try it. So I think it's kind of like just whoever it is that you're trying with, or if it's your person. I don't think a man that really wants to be there doesn't mind teaching you, and same vice versa. So it's kind of like,
Mhm.
I think I'm premature, still learning this type of stuff because I'm newly
Yeah.
divorced too. So like, I'll just be chilling.
Okay. I'm about to play this video. See what y'all think. In a second. Uh,
Have both of you guys been married before?
all right.
Michelle and Orchid?
Wait, say that again.
I said, have both of you been married before?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately,
Okay. I never been married. I would like to one day though.
just wait a little bit. Get a little season.
All right. Where it's about to play now.
Another reason that women do not initiate sex is because, and I'm going to hold your hand when I say this, is because it's not sex worth having. No one is going to seek and initiate sex when it's not good. And a lot of times, women are not enjoying the type of sex that they're having in their relationships, and they do not have the heart to tell you. Now, I'm not saying you're, as a man, you're doing something wrong. I'm not pointing fingers. This is a we problem, and this is a communication problem. Because one, if at any point she stops enjoying sex and the sex starts dwindling down in frequency, yes, it is her responsibility to come tell you, like, hey, I think we need to have a conversation. It's something that is sensitive, and I really want to share this with you because I want us to be able to both show up sexually for what we need for each other, right? But if she comes to you and says that, you need to be receptive to that information. She doesn't need to be met with some type of attack, shut down, gaslight, whatever the case is. Communication takes two parties. It takes the deliverer and it takes the receiver. So if you've created an environment in that home to where she can express something to you without you getting upset, without you shutting down for 4 days, not talking to her, then yes, she is not going to tell you something of this high sensitivity. So you have to think, what type of communication do we have in our relationship? Is it conducive to being able to fix problems? You speed through foreplay. She doesn't have a chance for her body to get involved. You know, the climax is few and far between. We've heard about the orgasm gap, right? You leave feeling even more disconnected from each other. This is why it's important to know what is the motivation to be having sex with each other. Is it to simply just climax? Okay, cool. Is it to feel closer to each other and to leave feeling more connected with one another? These are real things. There's different motivations for each person as to why they want to engage in sex. And so knowing your partner's motivation is extremely important. It's not something that you just assume, like, well, I just assumed that we both wanted a nut. No, overall, what is this? How do I want to feel after having sex with my partner? These are important conversations that we need to start having in the home. Point. Use this video as
What are your thoughts on
That's
that?
it.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
absolutely agree with her. And I know women personally who have been in relationships for years and had not been sexually satisfied for years or even had an orgasm ever. I do
Mm.
feel like part of the problem is a lot of women are scared to speak up to men. And I don't know if it's just because we're not trying to bruise their ego or what, but I know for a fact that that is part of the problem because how is a man supposed to know he's not pleasing you if you're in the bedroom faking it and not speaking up about the things that's actually going wrong?
mm,
Like everything she said in this video.
okay. What are you about to say in the show?
I kind of felt like it was a little all over the place because initially she started with saying women don't like to say certain things because they don't enjoy the sex. I disagree. And this is probably just someone that's just inexperienced. When I first got with my ex-husband, it wasn't that I didn't initiate because the sex wasn't good. It's that I was just like nervous and scared to do so. So it had nothing to do with that. And like I went through a lot of stuff prior to that relationship. So it kind of just had me like, okay, if we do it, we do it. If we don't, we don't. But like the more we were together, the more comfortable I became. So I feel like that becomes a that it takes a factor of knowing who you're dealing with and knowing your person. And it's not just like, oh, just in the bedroom, outside of the bedroom, understanding her why or his why. Um I did agree with the not wanting to speak up, but I feel like when a man makes you comfortable, it's kind of easy to speak up. And it also depends on your delivery. So like every man is not gonna be ego bruised because you said you didn't like something. And if you do stuff like, "Hey baby, I like when you had did the little 1 2 woo woo woo, but can we try this next time?" You gave him a praise, so he's more open to try whatever it is that you want to try. Or like I don't know. I think it was a little all over the place for me because it was like a lot of points to where like okay I can agree, but it's like one of those I agree to disagree.
Mhm.
Okay. What you think, Orchid?
To me, it's like a communication thing too. You
Hmm.
got to be able to like openly communicate and know your own body because a lot of people they really don't like. For me, I knew I was unsatisfied in my marriage because I know my body, so I know what I like and what I don't like. Plus, two, to me, I think it starts way before you even hit a bedroom. Like, you got to be,
Yep.
especially if you're married or like long term, you have to like do things that'll spice it up. Like, I'm like the type I'll go to dinner with you with no panties on and like let you like fondle me in the car, or, like do something in the car and all this and that. Like, you have to keep it like fun. You can't just be like boring as fuck. I don't know. I don't get that. I've been like since that marriage, I've been having the best sex of my life. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't relate now, but then I think it was more of being like a people pleaser and just not like speaking up enough. Just
Mm,
wanting to stroke an ego and not have a conflict, but
yeah. I
it
think
didn't end well.
I think yeah, I liked a lot of what she said. And also I think it was very important and key when she spoke about motivation for having sex. Right? I think that's extremely important because I've noticed over the years, like from me being younger, my entire motivation was like I just wanted women to walk away and never forget me, right? And just be, uh, just want to be with me, right? That was my goal when I was younger, but um, very egocentric, right? And now it's like I want to connect. That's my whole goal. Just want to be close. So I think that's extremely important. Like if somebody's coming into sex and they want to, one person is like, "Yo, I just want to be present," and the other person is like, "I'm trying to get a nut off." Like, what we doing, right? Like, they should definitely. That's
That's
something
not
that you should
alignment.
understand. You
Yeah,
know,
because is it? Are we just having sex with anybody, or are we talking about with our
Well,
person? Because I feel like that
we
matters too.
talking
And in a
about yeah.
relationship, emotional standpoint, I feel like it's kind of high when a woman is really. For me, I'm gonna say when I'm really into a person, yeah, I've had the toxic moments where we argue, ooh, it's heated, we have sex, but sometimes when the arguments are repetitive, the emotional kind of the emotions are kind of disconnected to where I don't even want to be touched, I don't want to be bothered, I don't want to have that. So connection is key in certain situations because at this point now we just hunching just to hunch because we're in the same household, and that no, that starts to feel like a chore rather than being actually pleased by your person. Like, oh, I have to do this because we're together, this has to be done. But it also comes with the communication barrier because sometimes men feel like sex fix everything. Whole time his woman can still be like, nigga, I still got some stuff that I still feel from the last thing. So basically, she just did something to fulfill him. But if we're not communicating properly or the connection isn't there, because sometimes even in relationships, the connection can die, but it's something that needs to be fixed within that situation to where you all can get back on one accord again. And I'm with Sierra. It's not alignment. We're just doing it just to do it. We're no longer aligned with each other. And at that point, we need to move on. No sex ties, like, I don't know. I believe in soul ties and all that.
Mm,
Mm-mm.
I think that's where being emotionally safe plays a key role in this too.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said earlier, I absolutely have to feel emotionally safe to give my body to somebody. I feel good. having sex under any other circumstance. And another thing that I wanted to piggyback off of in the video, when she was saying, when she was talking about foreplay and things like that, I do feel like one, knowing how to have sex is key. You know, because you can know how to have sex and somebody can know how to have sex, and it could work once y'all do decide to have sex with each other. But we have to speak up. And I do feel like, men should probably check in too. Like, hey, did you like this? Did you enjoy this? Or something like that.
I think that's dope. That's actually a lot of people don't talk. I think we. I don't
I
know
think
why people are scared to communicate with each other.
I think this is such a taboo subject. I don't know, like somebody I was intimate with a few days ago. Like we had a little like check in. It's an ex. We might spin that black. I don't know. Then I'll see. I'll see because I'm trying to make a million. I don't know. I don't need to be distracted. But like we had a good little talk, a good little check in, and but I'm like open like that. So like you can say anything or any fantasy that you have. Like I'm just more open. But it has to be communication, and I think it might help too that he's like a therapist, and then I'm a psychology girly
Mhm.
myself, so it might help. But you just I don't know. You have to be like open and willing to explore your own body and like talk about those things like masturbation, all of that. It should all be like on the table.
Got you. Julissa, both of them work, right? Or which one you prefer?
Jaleesa.
Julissa. Did you get a chance to watch the video at all?
I didn't. I just got in.
Okay, I'm gonna play it again for you so you can
Okay.
check it out. Put it back up.
A conversation starter and see where this goes. Another reason that women do not initiate sex is because, and I'm going to hold your hand when I say this, is because it's not sex worth having. No one is going to seek and initiate sex when it's not good. And a lot of times, women are not enjoying the type of sex that they're having in their relationships, and they do not have the heart to tell you. Now, I'm not saying as a man, you're doing something wrong. I'm not pointing fingers. This is a we problem, and this is a communication problem because, one, if at any point she stops enjoying sex and the sex starts dwindling down in frequency, yes, it is her responsibility to come tell you, like, hey, I think we need to have a conversation. It's something that is sensitive, and I really want to share this with you because I want us to be able to both show up sexually for what we need for each other, right? But if she comes to you and says that, you need to be receptive to that information. She doesn't need to be met with some type of attack, shut down, gaslight, whatever the case is. Communication takes two parties. It takes the deliverer and it takes the receiver. So if you've created an environment in that home to where she can't express something to you without you getting upset, without you shutting down for 4 days, not talking to her, then yes, she is not going to tell you something of this high sensitivity. So you have to think, what type of communication do we have in our relationship? Is it conducive to being able to fix problems? You speed through foreplay. She doesn't have a chance for her body to get involved. The climax is few and far between. We've heard about the orgasm gap, right? You leave feeling even more disconnected from each other. This is why it's important to know, what is the motivation to be having sex with each other? Is it to simply just climax? Okay, cool. Is it to feel closer to each other and to leave feeling more connected with one another? These are real things. There's different motivations for each person as to why they want to engage in sex. And so knowing your partner's motivation is extremely important. It's not something that you just assume, like, well, I just assumed that we both wanted a nut. No, overall, how do I want to feel after having sex with my partner? These are important conversations that we need to start having in the home.
Did you have a question about that?
Yeah. My question is, well, first, did you have any thoughts on the video?
I think she's right. I think that we like a lot of couples, not maybe not all, but I have experienced not being satisfied sexually and not being able to talk about it. And if I talk about it, then I'm met with ego, aggressivity, then you're the problem. You should be the one like getting there. And I think it's easier for men to, get there. Like you guys just have to get up and enter and come. And we need a little bit more, a little bit more time, a little bit more passion and stuff like that. And yeah, so I agree that it's very important to have these conversations so both parties can be satisfied at all time. And I understand that men that might not want to do the whole shebang all the time. Sometimes like quickies are good too. But yeah, these conversations should be happening and both parties should be open to listening so both can be satisfied.
Interesting. No, go
I was
ahead,
gonna say,
Nisha.
I want to add, like, after listening to it again, she said something about foreplay and how foreplay is quick. I also think foreplay starts before getting into the bedroom. Like, if we're a couple or we're somebody that's interested in each other, foreplay should be like small gestures that, like, y'all do to each other. Maybe a little flirting, banter, a little touch, a little kiss on the neck, like, just small things throughout the day to, like, let you know, like, okay, like, you on my mind, baby. Like, you looking good, compliments. I feel like women, all women love certain type of compliments to where like she feeling good to where like later on she probably finna do you more than you finna do her because y'all have already like poured into each other prior to we finna get in the bedroom, boom boom boom, we done, he's satisfied, I'm sitting there looking crazy. Foreplay starts in the morning time till the bedroom time. Just small things, small words of affirmation, small motivation, making each other feel good, and then it'll be a little easier in the bedrooms where with a little kiss, little peck, we do what we do, and then we continue to go on. I don't know.
I have a question.
Mm, okay.
Just a question. In terms of initiating sex, when it comes to the very first time that you and your partner is about to have sex, who do you think should initiate it and why? I can
We
share
saying
my answer.
very first time, as far as like the first time y'all ever have sex together. You,
Yes. Who do you think should initiate it? You or her, and why?
I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think in terms of talking about sex in general and bringing that up, I think that should be the woman. If you like her, I'd rather her start with that energy. But as far as like physically getting into it, I think the man should. It's his job. Well, I'm not gonna say it's his job, but I think that's probably something that most women would be more comfortable with him doing it and them kind of just feeding off his energy.
So for me, well, hold on. Do y'all have y'all answers for that?
I just think that men shouldn't talk about it. The ones that don't talk about it be the ones that can get it, in my experience. Like if you never like you don't have to like bring it up and just be like I'm horny all the time. Like I know you're horny. I know you're not taking me out to dinner because you want to like gaze in my eyes and you notice my brain from a million miles away. But like the less that you talk about it and it's just a vibe, the quicker we'll probably end up hooking up. So I like for like men to be easy, like be like be easy, like not too much, and then
Excuse my baby.
I'll I don't know. I think I'm an initiator. But I like men
I
to
would
initiate. I'm just a. It's just the vibe. It just has to be there.
I would
The
say
chemistry has to be there.
most women will probably be comfortable like initiating, like, okay, even if a kiss, if we start kissing, or I kiss you first, or like the feelings are mutual, and then like you finish from there to where I don't know, I feel like let me consent to say this is what I want to do rather than you just trying to do it. Like let the vibe already be there in play to where like, okay, this is about to happen. But the talking about it, like, oh, this is what we finna do, it starts to feel like that's the only reason why you're trying to pursue, or that's the only reason why you're talking to me because sex is the end goal. But like if it's something like we're mutual and like in the moment, we gazing in, I'm a book reader, so I'm probably going a little deep. We
Me
gazing in each
too.
other.
Got a
We
boyfriend.
looking in each other eyes, and then we just had a passionate kiss, and it's like, okay, this is the heat of the moment, and boom, like the fireworks start going. I feel like then that's a mutual type of thing. But like, I don't know, don't come up here aggressively trying to get my cooter pop. Mm-mm.
So
I agree. It should be mutual and like it's a feeling, you know, you don't have to
mhm.
say anything. You don't have to tell me that you want to do it because as soon as you say it, then I don't want to do it anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know. For me, I never a woman when I liked a woman, I truly liked a woman. I wasn't thinking about sex, so I never brought it up. And I didn't want to turn her off, but I didn't want her to think that I was thinking about sex. So I always waited for them to kind of put sexual energy out there, and once they put it out there, I'll take it over, right? But yeah, I never talked about sex or nothing like that. I remember when me and my lady first got intimate. Um, it was kind of like I felt that she was ready for that. So I kind of subtly went in for a kiss and all that type of stuff. But you go in and then she come to 10 to 20%. So I think the man should definitely be the one to initiate it when it comes to that.
You should know
so
by
for
the
me,
cues too. I always say like if we're like on a date and I'm like leaning in and I'm haha, laugh me out my drawers pretty much through my mind, like you got a fair chance. So you should be able to like pick up on the cues too, versus just being like oblivious.
Yeah, I think uh, I find that a lot of men aren't very perceptive,
Mm.
right? So they not all of them not really good at being picking up cues, or maybe they don't have experience with women. I don't know which one it is. But
I
it's
think
either
it's because they're
experience or they
thinking
just.
of their needs.
Mm.
Yeah.
so for me,
And
I
the
feel
way to
like
please the woman is to think about her, not to think about yourself. Because when you're thinking you're putting her forefront, then you'll be pleased no matter what. Like you'll have your pleasure no matter what. But because they're always thinking about their needs and getting it, then they're not picking up on the cues, like you said.
What you about to say, Sierra? Go ahead.
okay, so for me, as a woman, I don't think it's anything worse than sexual abuse,
Your
especially one
audio
man.
goes in and out. I'm not sure why though. Oh, you got
Just
headphones in.
AirPod.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, so I was saying for me, there's absolutely nothing worse than an early sexual advantage. I feel like the woman should absolutely initiate sex because I feel like a man don't really know if a woman wants it unless she's like super open. And most times, a lot of women are not the ones that's putting the sexual energy out. I feel like if I initiate it, there's no confusion on the table. Like you
Hmm.
want to, it's okay to do whatever, back to me. I gotta put this other earpod in because my kids hear me. But yeah, I definitely think that a woman should initiate it. And I just feel like when the woman does initiate it, it just takes confusion or anything off the table.
Hmm.
That's true. However, I don't think.
But men are
Why
like
are you confused?
hunters.
Yeah, like why are you? Why is he confused? Like why you should like the cues are very easy. You know, it's like oh, I kiss you, you kiss me back. Oh, you kiss me back passionately. Okay, let's go to step two. Like let's get closer. Let's and
What if
See
she
what you
just a
can
passionate
feel.
kisser and she still don't want to hunch? What if
did
she
Guilty.
she
just know how to kiss good?
did she going?
Guilty.
Listen, uh, for I think if you don't, you need to control your kisses a little bit if you don't want to hunch. You know, but let's say that right. Then she just going to deny the next step. Because you put your hand somewhere. Maybe you get closer. Although yeah, it's easy to fill it out. It's so easy to fill
It's
it out. A
easy
woman,
to
a woman
fill
will
it
move your
out.
hand real. She'll move your hand real fast.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but I don't even know if a lot of women would. Even though what Sierra said was right, right? It's more clear cut. She definitely want to have sex if she starts it. But I still feel like most women probably be like, "Nah, I want him to start it," because women be nervous. I don't know what y'all think.
I feel like so if I want to do that, I'm not going to be nervous about it. It's something I want to do. I feel like I always know if a man, is interested in me sexually. Sorry, I'm not trying to talk, say the
Yeah, I get
words
it.
because yeah, but I feel like women, we know if a man wants us in that way. A lot of times, I don't feel like a man knows, and I feel like sometimes it got everything to do with him. Some men are used to getting it from him. whoever they want, whenever they want. So they might meet you and think the same thing. You might have a completely different program. So that's why I always say, like, as a woman, even talking about it, and even when it comes to physically doing it, because I myself am a passionate kisser, but that does not mean that I'm ready to go to second
Next,
base.
yeah.
What do
Then
you,
would you not passionately kiss him then? Because do you feel like it's like misleading?
I don't know
No,
if
because
you
I feel
like him,
like
you
that's
might.
just so. I feel like when it comes to kissing, that's just what it is. I don't.
Mm.
It's not a casual kiss like I kiss. But I feel like if I'm initiating it, I'm going to do more than passionately kiss you. You know, if
I
y'all picking
think
up
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
it's
I'm
saying.
gonna I'm gonna
levels.
do some type of movement or some type of touch, like while I'm
You know,
doing this
grab
passionate kiss. You
something
know
or
what I'm
tug
But
at
saying?
don't you
Yeah.
something.
think though when you get to the point of kissing, then at that point you want to share your body with that person? Because then why are you?
Not
Well, no.
necessarily. Not necessarily. But so I think
Mm,
that it's levels to passionate kissing, right? It's
mm,
levels to it, right? But the level that I'm talking about is like y'all know when she
when you're
kiss you
just
and then her body do the like this wave when she kiss you, right? It's like
mm-hmm,
like she almost about to
You
get
feel
on
a little
top of
No.
you.
heat coming from her.
Yeah, like like
No.
Hmm.
that's a different type of passionate kiss versus like our first versus like maybe y'all went on a lot of a certain number of nice dates and she's very comfortable with you and she just wants to kiss. That's different, right? Versus
Hmm.
like you can feel it when she's like ready to like, you know. At least I think so. I could be wrong. I ain't been single in 6 years, so I don't know. I don't remember. But
Done.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Would
I've been
y'all feel
exhausted.
comfortable having it started, or what y'all think?
to
I
me, if I
absolutely
put my
would.
mouth on you, I want to do something to you. Like I'm not really gonna put my mouth on you if it's not like to that point.
I don't know. I
It's
used to be a kisser. I kiss for hours and we ain't doing nothing. Just to
See,
kiss.
no, because then I'll be the type I'll get up mad because I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like,
Mhm.
what is that gonna do?
that's that young love, you know
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
that.
I'm still back yonder way. Young love, Chris Brown. Me, I
Yeah.
kiss for hours and we ain't gotta do nothing. I'm satisfied. I like you, but once you feel a little heat and that's my consent to saying, okay, we might can take it another way, but don't come over here confusing my kids for hunching, because it don't always mean it. When I get to touching something, that might mean I'm trying to get wrong. Other than that, I'm a little scary.
I'm
Yeah, well,
definitely
I
with
feel like
her
when
on
you
that. Like, I like to kiss, and like, especially if both of y'all know how to kiss, like, y'all lips go well together, you know? So I like to do the kissing and all that, but that doesn't mean like we're going anywhere with that. Like, I just love to kiss.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
same. Same.
Mm.
And
Okay.
when I say initiate, I really mean actually initiate. I don't think a kiss initiates sex. I think other things. My kids upstairs now. I think other things initiate sex, tugging on his belt or feeling on him and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. Those are clear indicators that I want you
Mm.
to have me. So
Okay.
But the thing is, I
So
might feel on it just to see what you got going on and not want to go there. So
oh oh
I'm not
oh
I
oh no
I want to
baby
know what
Wait,
we about
no.
to do maybe next time.
so
Like,
the
I want to
field
know
test is
what
real.
you got down there.
The
that's
can
field
you just
test is
check?
real. Have
wrong.
you ever realized that you felt and then you were like, damn it, like I fucked up? Because you're already at that
I've
point where you're
done
like,
that
okay,
and
we're gonna do something, and then you're like, with
No,
what?
because like it's giving like you have like that little excitement for next time, I feel.
I'm
Oh
learning,
no, I was
y'all.
thinking of in terms of like you're
I'm
checking
The
to see if
build
it's
up.
like worth to even go that far with.
not going to tug or touch nothing if I'm not ready for it. In my younger days, I definitely used to be like, let me see, what I'm working with. But however, I do think if you love and care about somebody, the sex just feels different. So, me
I
personally, I would hate. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was about to say Jaleesa on to something. Now. Like I remember that feeling of like a build up of okay, we didn't do it today, right? But
Mm.
maybe the next time, or maybe the time after that. Like that build up does make it better, but it's all about
Yeah.
if you had that patience.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't
Mm.
know. Do
I had an
Jaleesa?
older man do me like that, like build me up.
Yeah.
It like that was probably one of the most like explosive orgasms of my fucking life. Like it went from like dinner. Oh, I love how she got interested. Okay, so I'll tell you. So like, this is probably like one of the ones that I put in the book. But like, he went from like we went like what do you call that? Like electric bike riding or something. And he had like kind of filled me up before that, like at his house. And then we went like electric bike riding. Then when we came back, he's like, "Oh, are you hungry?" And then like he was like making me something to eat. And we're sitting there at the little table outside. And then he like passionately kissed me and like fingered me a little bit and like got me literally like right there. And then just goes and sits down all casually and was like, "Okay, now we're gonna eat." And then like after that, he's like, "Oh, are you satiated?" And he's like, "Okay." Like, and then we just started doing something else. And then
I be reading
next thing
about
you know,
this.
like
This
time
I ain't
went
never knew
by.
somebody did this for real.
Yeah, this is real. And then time went by, and he like took me into the room, and I'm telling you, that was probably one of the most explosive. It was daytime days of
Mm.
my life. It was so amazing. Shout out to that man. He's amazing.
Fellas,
Great guy.
take
Mm.
notes. Still his
Shout out
moves.
to that man.
Shout
Yeah.
out to that man. He's
I be reading
amazing.
about them type of men. I never knew.
I had just watched this video. It was like this viral video that was like, "You've never had a man hit the bottom or whatever." She was talking about like the bottom or this or that. That day, I experienced
Mm.
what that lady was fucking talking about. Like praise God to that man. That still does something to my soul when I think about him.
Shout out to him.
Shout
Dang,
out to
that.
him.
I mean, it sucks for your future husband, but shout out to him. You say you still think about that man. Golly.
He still gives me chills. I just like I write like how I told you I was like writing the book, but like his part I got paused on.
Okay.
Like it's yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
you
Well,
writing a book about your experience?
Experiences, yeah.
Oh, that's some shit. Hold on now.
Yeah.
Hold
I
on.
paused on him. He was A1. I'm not even gonna lie. He's different. I don't know how to explain
Hmm.
him. I'm red now, like just thinking about him. Like he was different.
you said he was older, right? How old
He
was
was
he?
older. He was 63.
Ooh.
And at the time, I think I was like
He's
28, I
experienced.
want to say.
Yeah, that's that experience because I remember that I do believe that my best time with someone was with someone older and he had like that experience and I haven't forgotten about him either. Like best eater, best
Best
everything.
year.
Yeah. And he'll make sure that you get there. Like that's that passion, like that patience, sorry. You know, that he has like
Yeah.
that patience to make sure that you're good before he gets good. I think
These are
Oh,
that's
my
what
notes.
makes sex very like, powerful for
yes.
women.
He was,
Older
Interesting.
I want to say
older
he was like my
men. Hold on, I
first
gotta put it in my notes. Older men.
in their 60s. I'm telling you, it's something in their 60s. They peak. It's something that happens with them. They are like so nasty. It's
That's
something that
crazy.
happens with
Cause I
them.
keep hearing
Not
I
my
keep
girls
hearing
in
that
her
every
60s.
time I hear women talk about older men, they keep saying they can't get it up and all this other type of stuff.
I've never had that experience.
He was not that old for me. It was probably like 35 and I was in my 20s.
Okay.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, I like the senior citizens. I do.
Jesus.
And
Oh,
y'all think it was because of their experience and just they was it passion? They take their time. Did it feel like they wanted to like be there, or they were more concerned about you than them?
Oh, that I
Yes.
think that makes a difference too.
Yeah.
Like when you're like it's like you want to eat me because you just want to devour me. Now, mind you, we had went bike riding like before this, so like no shower in between, no nothing. Like he was like eating me out. Like this is the last
He's
meal.
nasty. Shout out to him.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
awesome. So like, I mean, natural pheromones, everything. Didn't give a damn. Like it was. I don't know. That was a fucking time. It was just like something. It's literally something out of a Zane book. Like big, huge, dumb house, crazy house. So it was like just like the kissing through the house, and it was like just I don't know. I don't know. That was he's a different breed. I don't know. I might have to call him after this.
Make a movie and make a movie and and
uh,
write a book and do all that.
yeah, he was. You'll see his section. He's the pilot in the book
He got a
because
whole
he's the
chapter.
pilot. So his section is the pilot in the book.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out to the older guys. You know,
Hmm.
fellas, make sure y'all take notes. I'm about to I'm about to play another video for y'all. Let me find this video. Are we? Do y'all think we kind of? Y'all got any more thoughts on that topic at all?
I think I forgot what the topic was.
Yeah, dang. We
I just
gotta.
had a quick book recommendation for the girlies. Moth
Okay.
to a Flame, Ethics series 1 through 6, and then the Butterfly series. Read
Hold
them
on, because
in
I
that
got
order.
ethics on my list. Girl, hold on. What
You
you
have
said
to
before
read
that?
Ethic. Ethic will have you thinking. Ethic will have you thinking the type of men you want don't exist, but they do
Ethics.
exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Moth to a Flame, that's the first one. Ethic, that's the series 1 through 6, and then Butterfly, and that's
Mm.
a series as well. It's all by Ashley Antoinette.
Okay. Cause
Those
I
are
just
on the list
finished
for me.
being with Capri and all of them. Like we all locked
Mm.
in. I'm part of the Delgado family and all that. So right, right now I'm reading I Got You in Genesis. Genesis, Lord have mercy. But yeah, we didn't come to talk about books. But
And
thank
Zane.
you.
That Zane turned me out. Sex
Now in
Chronicles.
high school, I shouldn't have been reading no playing.
Zane turned me all the way out. Sex Chronicles turned me out, and then what was the other one? Addicted turned me out.
Addicted.
I think that's so funny how women like get into sex novels so early. That's so funny to me.
I was definitely reading them when I was in like 6th grade. I used to steal my sister books.
Shouldn't have been
Oh
doing
my
that. Me
god.
too. But I was so scary, so I guess I was getting like a little interested in the book. I don't know, because I wasn't doing nothing, but the
Getting
books,
a little
was a little
tingly from the
interesting.
book.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
this what they out there doing? Yeah. Mm-mm.
Oh my god. It's wow. Sixth grade is crazy. All right.
I'm not alone.
I'm about to play this video. Let me put it on. Now this one is about men and kind of knowing. Y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see it. It's interesting.
Is most niggas are never love bombing y'all girls. Y'all just use that word because you're dumb. The real thing is, a nigga meets you, he's putting in a bunch of effort to get you to like him, and you're putting in zero effort to get him to like you. You think because he asked for your number, he already likes you. No. I seen you, you might got good coochie, and your ass was fat. That's it. I was attracted to you. I don't like you. I don't know you. I got your number because I thought you were cute. That's it. You were just attractive to me. Like my, you know, like my body liked you when it's seeing you. That's it. My mind doesn't like you. I don't know you. And y'all girls take that as okay. He has to impress me. He has to do all these things, buy me flowers, take me on dates, blah blah blah, do all these things. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Now, what are you gonna do to like you? And y'all don't do anything. Y'all don't sit there like, what's going on? Why he ain't cuffed me yet? Gang, you've done nothing to make me want to make you my girlfriend. Oh, you just wasted my time. No, I didn't. You've done nothing. All you did was sit here and open your legs. You've done nothing. You ain't even cooked me up. Bitch, you ain't made a sandwich. I don't even know if you can cook. I don't know if you can cook. I don't know if you're nurturing. I don't know. What are you gonna do when I'm angry? Can you calm me down? I don't. What can you do for me? I don't know. Can you boost my ego, my confidence? You don't do nothing. And then y'all wonder why a nigga dip and say, oh, he hit and dipped, or he just used me because he was bored. It's like, no. He tried to get to know you and tried to get to like you. You were not trying to impress him to get him to like you. He impressed you enough to get you to like him, and he dipped because he got nothing back in return. That's your fault, not his. It wasn't love bombing, bitch. He was interested. You had nothing interesting about you, so now he's uninterested.
Are we ready to dissect?
I found that video to be interesting because it made me think. It made me think about it. I'm like, okay, so a man he meets you and he asks for your number, all that type of stuff, right? He's attracted to you, but yeah, it is a difference between being attracted to somebody and liking somebody. And it's like, even though a man is doing all these things, taking you on dates and all these type of things, that still doesn't mean he likes you yet. Just means he's still attracted to you. So I thought it was interesting. Like when he spoke about, I guess like what do you are you showing him that, why he should like you? I don't know. What are y'all thoughts initially when watching that?
So I
I'm
think
just,
interest goes both ways. I feel like if a man is showing you he's interested, and if you like him back, I feel like you should show him that you're interested too. A lot of times, not a lot of times, but just from situations I've experienced, like not personally myself, or maybe through somebody else. I feel like a lot of times girls think, yeah, he liked me, he loved me because he was the one to, come for me. He was the one to beg me, but that's not always true. Um, there's been times I've went after men, and we might have started talking, but later on down the line, I'm like, oh, actually, I don't like you. As far as like when he was talking about getting her number initially, I don't think no man, unless you're in an environment with the woman and where she's allowed to show her character and you can see how she moves and how she acts with other people. Outside of that, I don't think no man has looked at a woman and was like, oh, she might have a good heart. I might like the way her mind works. Let me go beg her. I think it's always attraction
Mhm.
when you first see somebody.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Plus, too, he seems emotionally unstable and insecure.
Yeah.
Because when
Yeah,
you
he
refer to
was.
women as
He
a
was
bitch,
doing
I
too
stopped
much.
listening to you anyway. So I don't even know what the fuck he said after he said the bitch word. But
He was
Yeah.
left field, but he was basically saying, if I'm showing you that I like you, if I'm taking you on dates and letting you know I'm interested, you know, are you letting me know you're interested? What are you doing for me to like you back, basically?
me showing up is the interest. The fuck?
No,
Oh,
girl, you got to be a little bit more
real quick.
specific.
So,
But he
real
has to
quick,
have
I
these conversation with that person. I don't understand like what happened in
Like,
this
what you want me
situation
to
that
do?
makes him like trip like that. But like you have to have these conversation and you can talk about, oh, I don't know how you can hold me down. You have to go through season of things happening in each other's life for you to be able to see how someone will hold you down. So I don't understand what he was talking about.
I
Well, I
think
think
if I
that's
can give clarification, right? So I know he was using pretty vulgar language, right? But I have a colloquial background, right? And I sense that he's not stupid. I sense that he actually knows how to talk. But I think he just was, speaking in, colloquialism when he was
He know
speaking it
how
right
to
there.
draw the people attention with his
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Controversy
right.
sells.
Yeah. So I think what he was saying is like, all right, you meet a girl, you do these things, you take her on dates, you kind of like woo her a little bit, and then eventually it's like, all right, y'all probably have sex or whatever, and you're like, it's nothing else here for me, right? And a
Uh,
woman's perspective will be, you love bombing, you did this, you did that, and he's like, no, I didn't like you. It,
Also, not to
I
cut
would.
you off, but I have learned from being a big sister and paying attention to my father, just because a man is attracted to you, like he said, it doesn't mean that they like you. And men will lose the attraction if the cooter pop is not good. Like some men will go off of, okay, it look good, and then he'll do everything to get you. Once he gets you in the bedroom, the cooter pop not good, and now you looking like, oh, he ghosted me. No, the cooter pop wasn't to his standards. So it's like, or even if it was to his standards, he got that, but he didn't see anything within you to take it any further. You had no characteristics that make him be like, okay, I want to get out this girl, or she made me feel like this. Even like small things, words of affirmation, or however the conversation is while y'all are talking. Men are paying attention to the things that we never think that they're paying attention to.
Hmm.
And sometimes once they get to the cookie, it's like, okay, bitch, got my prize. I'm gonna go ahead and woo woo woo. And that's basically what he was saying in the video. Like, even though he used the word bitch, like that's exactly what he mean. Like, bitch, I did what I came to do. You ain't really show me nothing. Shit, I'm finna ghost on you. Like, we did what we needed to do. What did you do for me? And it's like I agree to disagree. If I'm looking from a man perspective, I can understand. If I'm looking from a woman's perspective, it's kind of like, okay, well, you took me on these dates, you did this, that, and the third. And sometimes women do get that delusion of we belong together, and it's not even supposed to be that. Like, I feel like dates are kind of like the bare minimum. I don't think taking me to this big fancy restaurant means that you like me. Sometimes nowadays, with everything that society has going on, a person spending $400 or $500 on you is performative. Can we take walks? How it like what is your mind like? A lot of people skip that part to feel good, or just because we texted for 2 weeks straight, oh, we gotta go together. No, you don't even know them for real. Like nobody is actually taking time or doing things to actually get to know a person, but both parties are expecting things from each other. Go ahead. I feel like you was gonna say something.
Oh, hmm.
Yeah, I
Damn,
can't
where
see
was
your
I
name.
going? Damn, I just lost it because you just.
I lost mine too.
But
But
no, I would
this is
say
what
too,
I'm sorry.
especially for women, if your goal is relationship, why are you sleeping with him before you get into
Yeah.
a relationship? Like you X yourself out of a lot of that when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're like, oh, you or you have this fairy tale in your mind that like, oh, because I slept with him, now we go together. Like, no, the fuck you don't. You just slept with him.
So I feel
Now
like when
you're
it
ass out.
when it comes to that, like I would never feel like I'm getting love bombed because a man is supposed to court you. He should take you on dates. He should buy you flowers and make you feel good. You know, he should show his interest. Like that's a basic standard for
Date.
dating. However, I do believe that if a man truly likes you, I do not think that he's going to cut you off because your box is not that good.
That's why
I,
a
I,
lot of
I
men only
want to
talking to you because
I want to
they
dispel that real quick. The box not good thing, and shit, maybe I'm wrong, right? Um, I think it's more so sexual compatibility and sexual chemistry. I think our bodies just have certain chemistries. So like
yeah.
when a lot of men say like, "Oh, her box wasn't good," and it's like y'all just wasn't meant to have sex together, or it's possible that like maybe you ain't really, she wasn't revved up enough. Like all of these things are possible. So I don't know. I know a lot of times the guys will say, and girls will say, "Oh, the sex wasn't that good." The guys will say the sex wasn't that good. Person probably wasn't into it. It's possible that was a thing, or y'all just not compatible.
Yeah, not compatible, or his goal was to just hit, and that was it. That was
Mhm.
just only thing he wanted. He was
Bang
attracted
your
to
body.
you.
Yeah.
Like you look good. Men are attracted by features, whether it's facial features, if you have certain lips, if your body looks a certain way, men can sexualize you without even having to experience you. So sometimes, like, okay, even if they do go ahead and have sex, it doesn't have to necessarily mean your cootie pop wasn't good, but I got what I wanted already.
So I
And
think that's where discernment comes into play. Because I feel like, well, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 31. I feel like at my big age, I need to know if a man is simply talking to me or courting me just because he want to have sex with me or because he's genuinely interested in getting to know me or building something with me. So discernment in these situations will
heavy
help
on discernment.
save us. Yeah, because I feel like men do a good job at faking, but if you are
Mm-hmm.
somebody with good or high discernment, you're able to see through that.
Yeah, that's me. Like in the dating spirit, like after being divorced, I don't really date because I'm learning myself. To where like even in certain conversations, I can kind of tell like, are you just trying to get to know Kiriana because of my outer appearance? Or are you actually trying to get to know Kiriana? And I feel like sometimes when you are discerning the person that you're communicating with, you can kind of tell that off the rip. Like based on the questions that are being asked, the interest that the person is showing you, like, oh no, this is gonna be like only sexual contact. I don't got it for you. I ain't got it up on me. All I got is a little conversation. All I got is a little book fantasy talk. But other than that, discernment is key because a lot of people will perform to make you feel good. And now women are going around saying, oh, I was love bombed. Oh, he played with me. No, men have agendas. And I always ask the person when they act like they want to pursue me, what's the agenda? Let's go ahead and lay it out. So we're not faking the funk. If you think you're about to talk to me because you actually want to date, cool. I'll be able to know if that's the real thing, or if you want to talk to me because you want to have sex. Baby, if it's sex, you gotta go see somebody else. I ain't got it for you. But I am able to like really know, like, okay, no, that's not it. But I'm in the process of learning myself and healing. So I still don't got it for you. I don't have sex for you. I don't have time for you. I have time to pour into myself and my children because I'm in that state of learning who I am, readjusting and like I don't know. I just no time for nothing that's pointless, and everything has to be intentional. Everything has to make sense at this point in my life, and all that what you're doing, that don't make sense to me. Like
Question: Do men really be finessing, or do y'all just not ask, or like or do men like be pretty much finessing their way into the box?
I don't
I
think
don't
nobody
know.
can finesse me at this point. I think I'm just as open and honest as a man. That's probably bad, but like I be straight up. So I'd be like, which way are we going? Like, are we just like, cause like I have like since I've been like in my single era, I've had men where I like we go out on the most expensive little restaurant dates and do all these excursions, go shopping, go do all this shit, and then we hook up when I feel like it and I got time, and then I don't want no fucking relationship. I'm not expecting one, and it just is what it is.
I'm a hopeless
In my case, I
romantic.
think men do finesse their way into whatever they're trying to get from you. As of me, I was on a path of being abstinent for a while, and also I'm a Christian. So when I would say that to the man, and I would say, "Would you be open to wait until marriage?" Then suddenly it's a yes. Suddenly it's like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
sure, of course I'll do it." Like, yeah, sure, I'll wait with you until marriage. And suddenly they now are Christian, and they now want to share Bible verses, and then like you can see that shift in
Yeah.
someone when you start telling them about your own journey. Now they want to act like they want to do the same thing just so they can get closer to you and see if they can break you. And I've actually experienced, not I have experienced, but I had a friend experience that with a man that she was seeing, that she was abstinent, and he eventually was able to break her. But by faking, that he wanted to wait until marriage, but he was able to, get it. So yeah, I do believe that men lie to get what they want and
Mm.
to get into your pants, but doesn't work with me anymore.
That's
Yeah,
where
it doesn't work.
discernment comes into
Yeah,
play.
that's what I was just about to say
It
that.
doesn't
I've
work.
literally I've had a guy cut me off, and I quote, "I couldn't get anything past you, Sierra," meaning his lies, his,
Mm-hmm.
the fake act or any of that. And he cut me off for that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even mad because there are women out here that you won't be able to get that off of. I'm just so happy that you realized and respected me enough to know that it wouldn't work on me and to let me go.
Hmm.
That is crazy. Be like,
Yeah, it
damn,
is.
none of my lies are working. Like I gotta go. You doing too much.
That's literally, and he was so honest. And I've never had a man be honest. I've been cut off like maybe once or twice, three times at max. But I feel like
Yeah.
that was the only time, I really respected being cut off. Like,
Okay. Y'all know,
And
y'all
I
know
always
women
tell
be
men
having
too, I'll
some.
tell them, like, I'm not going to give you my playbook. Like, whenever men are like, they want to know everything up front, it's just
Yeah,
like,
you're not finna get the
you're
bluept
not
on how
going
to
to
come
get
over here and do stuff
an
and
act
still
in the beginning
nah.
and then switch the fuck up. No, show me how you love, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to see whether I want to participate or not. So
That part. And
it's
I
like,
don't think
Mm,
it's a finesse. I think it depends on where that woman is in that stage. Like women have different stages in their lives to where sometimes women are craving certain attention. Sometimes they feel like they need it. And it might come from just a little games that they're playing. And sometimes I don't think a lot of women get finesse. It's sometimes it's mutual or the lack of like
sometimes
within
men can
self.
get
Like
finesse
most of
too.
the time it's like, okay, I want to do it too. I don't know. I'm a relationship type of person. I'm just speaking from what I have seen other people do. I feel like if we hunch, we go together, we need to start talking about marriage and I might be a little slow or I might I might be in a whole different generation. But I've only really been in relationships. I tried to date when I first got single. That's not for me. So I can't really speak on that. But I feel like it's the stage of what the stage that the woman is in her life to where some women go through insecurities when you show a woman a little bit of attention. Okay, yeah, he might like me, I'm going to give it to him. So all of his gimmicks and games, it does work. Once a woman start getting in the stage of where she's learning herself, she's healing herself, she's able to discern, it's not nothing you can get past me. Like right now I'm in a stage of, I said something the other day on the internet and I was like, I want to be friends first. After friends, we once we master friends, then we can get into a romantic relationship. Then we can work on marriage. Why? Because it's intentional. I did an Esther fast. So God said that the my kingdom spouse is going to do everything that I said, and my boundaries are not going to look like rules. They're going to be respected. So it's only a finesse of whatever stage that woman is in her life or what she allows. Like not necessarily. I don't know. I don't know.
I love
I'm like,
telling a man, no, I'm no stranger to the game. I love
yeah.
telling a man that he's
Sierra,
a
I'm my
real
daddy
quick.
daughter.
insult your intelligence until you just feel disrespected. And
Mm-hmm.
that is one thing I do not like. Like, I don't like having my intelligence insulted. Now, I'm not saying that, a man was never able to lie to me. Hell yeah, a few of them probably lied a few times and I probably didn't. But at 31, like, I'm so intentional about the type of men that I even want to date that I don't
Mm-hmm.
date right now because I can, just off of conversation, I can be like, yeah, he's not the man for me. He's not
Mm-hmm.
somebody I would be interested in long term. So I'm not even about to waste my time with the dates or the free stuff and things like that. I don't deny myself anything.
Hello.
I don't have to date a man for nothing free. So Now I just feel like at this age I'm so intentional about what I want. I want a husband. You know, I want to be able to have another kid, but I don't want to have another kid until I'm married. And I just feel like a lot of times when I meet guys, and it might have something to do with the places that I frequent, which is why I'm switching it up too. But I feel like a lot of times when I meet guys, the conversation might be cool, but it might not be fulfilling. It might not
Yeah.
satisfy. I'm not getting anything. I'm not being fed in any type of way other than, we're blocking off this 45 minutes to an hour that we're on the phone. I'm not getting off the phone feeling like, damn, he really piqued my interest about this topic.
Hmm.
He really fed me spiritually or something like that. Those are things that I look for. And I'm still looking. I'm still
Question,
looking.
question. Michelle, you said something, and it made me think. You said, the man that you next man you want to be friends first.
Hmm.
Tell me what that means.
Friends first, meaning that we're not blinded by sex. We're not blinded by anything extra. We're actually genuinely getting to know who each other, like we're getting to know each other. We're learning each other. You're respecting my boundary. I'm respecting yours. You're respecting my nose. I'm respecting yours. So we're like, once we've mastered just being comfortable and learning each other to that aspect to me, maybe we'll know, like organically, you'll know if that person is supposed to be your person. And just the way that I've been reading them, the way me and God locked in right now, I'm gonna know if you are my kingdom spouse by the way you respect my boundary of me saying let's be platonic before we become romantic. So it's like I feel like a lot of times nowadays that people get in situationships and that's how people are love bombed. That's how people are tricked into certain things because we're blinded by sex. We're blinded by the delusion of this is going to be that. No, let me get to know you. I'm a cool partner. And if we can't make it as a partner and just genuinely enjoying each other's company, whether that's like every now and again we can FaceTime, I don't know. The season that I'm in is I want low pressure. I don't want anything to feel like I'm obligated to do that. I'm a mother of two. I'm a divorcee, so it's still so many things that I'm learning about myself, and I feel like that person will understand that. That person will
Mhm.
understand that this is a part of the process to,
Yeah,
fulfill the end goal, and it's intentional. So if we can be friends first, and I feel like friendships are the foundation to marriage, because if we don't really have that, sometimes like in a marriage we lose sight of it becomes us versus each other, whether us versus the problem. When you friends with a person, you got like, hold on, this my dog, I know I can talk to you, maybe
mhm.
we could talk about this. The communication is already there because we have that platonic friendship.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I guess I'd say I'll give you my perspective, and it might be some pushback. Let's see.
It's okay.
Um, Friends first is interesting to me because of the word friend.
Hmm.
If I'm interested in you at all as a man, if I'm interested in a woman, we can never be platonic friends, right? Now we can pursue each other, and I can be no sex involved. Like, listen, look, we talking. I want to get to know you, like it's like these type of things. But like the friend thing is extremely interesting to me. I'm not like I'm not type of man that play that way. like, like I don't have friend energy about me. Like I'm pursuing you romantically. However, let's
I
talk.
feel
Let's
like
get
you
to
can
know each
still
other.
do that. Like it can be something like later on, you can sit there and say like, "Hey, I want to take this to another level," and that can be something like we may agree on. Okay, my boundaries are still the same. I don't want to have sex. I don't want to feel like I have to see you all day, every day. Like this can be just me talking from this state because this is Curiana in a healing stage. I have not healed from the space of saying I want somebody in my space yet. So right now, I desire to get to know a person because I didn't know my ex husband before he was my husband. I met him 2 weeks. We moved in together 3 months. I was pregnant. Don't blame me. I was young. I was dumb. But I'm about to be 31. I'm a mother of two. My perspective is different. And it could be like somebody said it was a trauma response. I feel like trauma response becomes it's a lesson. So like now I don't want nobody to just come up in my space or I don't want to be blinded by sex. I want somebody to wants to be yearning me and willing to learn me. And you can still want to pursue me, but just respect like right now I'm not ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
Yeah,
maybe friend shouldn't be the word. Friend shouldn't be the
yeah,
word that I use. But like, I don't want no serious, baby.
The word
yeah.
Like
is
I'm
courtship.
not interested in
courtship.
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in making any male friends. I feel like the male friends I have right now, they are my friends.
Mhm.
I don't feel like any man is going to walk up to me on the street, in a club, or at a bar, or anywhere, and be like, "Hey, let me get your number. Let's be friends." They almost never want to be friends. I do feel like your partner should be a combination of those things. You know, your friend plus your man and whatever else. But I feel like that all goes into like building into being with each other. I wouldn't necessarily be like, let's be friends first. Like, no, we can date, but we can also still, be friends.
Mhm. I'm scared.
Yeah, I think it
Right.
depends where you
How
meet
fresh
the
is your divorce?
person.
Um, last year. It'll be a year. No, it'll be a
Still
year in
fresh.
September.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's
you're
still
still,
pretty fresh.
girl. You got. I get it. You chilling.
Yeah,
She
I'm
don't
really
give a fuck
chilling
if he a
right now. So
friend
it's like I
though
don't
or
even
none of
want to
that.
date right
She's
now.
chilling. Yeah.
I'm
Jalise,
No, but
have you
I
been
dig it
married
though.
before?
Me?
Yeah.
No. No, I have
Mhm.
not been married. I don't have children. I thought I wanted marriage, but right now I'm really more focused on being a millionaire. And
period. Hello.
Mhm.
whatever happens, happens. If like I meet that person and I have children, cool. But honestly,
I
financial
think
freedom is more important to me than a man right
But I think
now.
when it's like that for women, it's like women are ashamed or looked down upon when they say things like that. Like for me right now, I don't have the space and energy for a relationship. So I can't
Mhm.
pour into a man. I can't coddle you every day. I can't call you all the fucking time nonstop. I can't do that right now. Like my goal is really to be a multimillionaire in this lifetime. So like I don't have that for you. So like when our schedules align, I want to kick it. I want to chill. I want to go somewhere super fancy and nice and get dressed up for you, have an experience. I can do that. I have the capacity for that from time to time. But a lot of my time is in creating content or e-commerce sales. It's not in, oh, what's he doing today? Is he with Lakeisha and Trisha? I don't give a shit where you are. I really
I,
don't. I don't
I'm
have
realizing I might be the problem. I don't want none of
no,
that.
I just go through seasons where like sometimes I might just want like a little bit of attention. We just go to dinner, we just kick it. We might like
Yeah,
fuck
that'd be
after, it's
crazy.
fun. And then I keep going and it's like men can be powerhouses, have that sort of thing dynamic, and then it's like the norm for successful men.
Mhm.
But for successful women, it's like that sometimes too. Like I don't have the capacity for like you checking my location, you wanting to know, you all in my DMs, you butt hurt over what I'm talking about. Like I don't have that capacity.
Let
But
me
he
ask you
has
a
to be
I
question.
able to
need you.
come with like that mindset too. Like I think that if he's coming into your life with that same mindset of wanting to build towards whatever you guys are building, then it can work. But if you're
Mhm.
just coming to like put in drama, wanting to have sex all the time, wanting to talk
Yeah,
like all the time on the phone, and ain't nobody got time for that.
ain't
Like, what
nobody
are
got
we
time for
building? What
that.
are we doing? Where we're going?
You
My
I
can't
don't
talk
even
to
think
idea,
I
me
give
about like
people
you're
the
horny
chance to
24/7
say
and I'm
none of
thinking
that.
about how I'm making my next dollar, how am I making my next sale. I don't give a shit if you're horny or not. Like I'll let you know when I am, I guess, but besides
Mm.
that, I don't really.
I'm
I
I'm
think
curious
my
of motivation. Oh,
ideal
go ahead, Sierra.
husband, sir.
No,
I
go. You
think
go ahead first.
okay. I think my ideal husband will allow me the space to be, you know, in my business, making my money and things like
Hmm.
that. But I also think that, he could also be an asset in that aspect as well. Um, and I just think it just depends on who the man is and who the woman is.
I agree. But
The
Yeah.
y'all
last
just let me
time,
know that I probably still got a little healing to do. I might need to just stay, you
we all
know.
do. Take your time, for
Yeah,
real.
take your
I'm
time.
not
It's
even
a rest.
rushing. Like I
Society wise.
tried. My brother was like, you think every time you do something you gotta be in a relationship. I do. But I'm in the space now to where like, okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. But like I just feel like it's unnecessary of giving people your energy and time. Like energy transfers. I don't want to waste my time with certain people. And yes, sometimes conversations to me is wasting my time. I don't
Hmm.
want to feel obligated to answer the phone when you call. Now I got to explain why I ain't want to answer. Or like I got kids that are clingy. My daughter is only chilling right now because homegirl by herself. But like I just don't want to do it. Like I just need somebody to understand. Like right now she don't want to do it. You got to be patient with her. Not that I'm not a good person. I just don't got it up in me right now. Like I
That's
don't.
okay.
I think
And
you should like go through a singleness season, like no
And you.
men at all.
I think that's
So
what
Hmm.
I'm doing.
I'm actually
yeah,
on
so
that
you can
season
like,
right now,
like chill
lady.
with yourself, discover yourself. Like it's such
Hmm.
an important path
Mhm.
to go on to be completely alone. No men texting your phone, talk about, oh, what you doing, I
No.
love you. No, no, no. Just be
I'm
What,
really
and
alone
then
with
just so the
yourself.
men can know out there, do not, what are you doing a woman to death, especially not a woman who pays her own bills, has her own home, does all these things. She does not give a fuck about a what are you doing. Like, that does nothing for a woman who's doing everything on her own. Absolutely fucking nothing.
You
Nothing at
know,
so
all.
receiving
I'm
that Teresa
I
was
want to ask
just
some questions.
fine. Go
I
ahead.
want to know. I want to know some of your motivations here. Um, Julissa and Orchid, y'all both said that y'all want to be millionaires.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Is your motivations to make money and to have money? Right? Is that all you want,
No,
or is there something inside of you that wants to be a part of something big?
I want to be a
I want
part
to
of
be
something
part of
bigger.
something bigger, yeah,
It,
and definitely like the financial freedom of it all is what's important to me. And thinking that there's a lot of things that I want to provide to my family, or I want my husband to be able to do with me that couldn't be done if we're like stuck in a 9 to 5, for example, right? So that's the way that I'm thinking. Like I'm thinking of the future, and I'm thinking of building something bigger than us for our entire family and our children if we have them.
yep. I feel like it's the same for me. It's more like financial freedom. I think when you're in a state of survival mode constantly, you're not really enjoying and living life. And it's very hard to live life and be happy in that way. I think money is nothing but a tool. And it just gives you options and it just gives you the freedom to do what you want to do. I just happen to like find something that I love to do. It's mixed with psychology, it's mixed with sales. Those are my two top things that I can do very well, so effortlessly. And if I'm going to get paid to do them, then yes, I will do it. And if I know that it can make me a lot of money while I do it, then yes, e-commerce is something that's like totally going to take over. I think at some point it's going to be like the stores are going to be damn near almost like, well, you always have stores, but they'll almost be like non-existent for things that people buy. People are very impulsive and they shop online a lot. So once I cracked the code to that, and I saw like how you can just be sleep and make money in your sleep off of sales, I was like, why would I not try to scale this thing up to as far as I can take it? So
Mhm.
that's my goal. Like I'm in just like grind
Right.
mode.
Okay.
Are you
Um.
asking because you think that the men should take over and provide?
No.
No, I
I'm.
still have to date a man who makes, yeah, I won't be dating no.
And I'm
Mm-mm.
talking to him, like I
No.
was wondering why he's asking
Got you.
that question if he's thinking that the part of like being into
Don't go too
in
far.
something bigger. Oh,
I was telling my daughter. Sorry.
okay. Yeah, the part of being in part of something bigger. Are you saying that because the men would want to provide and create that bigger thing that you are now part of?
No. So the reason I asked is I think it's important to understand people's why, right?
Mhm.
Because if you just want money, right, you can meet a guy with money who's willing to guarantee you security, right? And it's like that might not be what you want. You might want a mix of both. You might want something else, right? You might, let's say you met a man who had all the money in the world and he wanted to marry you, and you can do whatever you want with your time, right? And you might spend that time building a business that makes no money, but it's not about making money for you. Maybe it's about just being active and being out and doing something and trying something, creating, right? So I'm just trying to understand the motivation. Or do you want to be the foundation of something that makes money? Like, for example, me, I'm very ambitious. I just like to create, but also there's another side of me that I want to be responsible for something bigger, right? So I don't just want to be a part of something bigger. I want to be responsible because I got an ego and I'm just here to want to show people what I can do. I want to show myself what I can do. These are just, I'm just that's just how I think, right? But I'm trying to figure out what traits are inside of you guys. You
That
know,
were like that.
if you're like that, if you're not like that, if you just like, yo, I don't want to be bored in the house, like, you know.
Mm-mm. It's bigger than me. I think it's purpose as well. I think even being a DV survivor myself, like my goal, my plan, my purpose with all of this, even with like becoming a doctor, is to help so many survivors. Like I want to have homes one day, shelters for women, for children. Like it's just so much
Okay,
bigger
girl.
than
So I'm gonna have to meet up with you because we're on the same path.
yeah,
Hello.
hello. Yeah, I just want to do so much in this world. And I feel like money is a tool for that. Like a lot of people sleep on themselves and their potential, and I think in my 20s I slept on myself. I think I was with two men who didn't value me and didn't and who kind of like dimmed my light a little bit. So once I got back to my own light, like I realized how unstoppable I was, because becoming a doctor was always my goal, but
Hmm.
I got tangled up with the wrong people. So, and then when I realized what social media was and e-commerce and all that, like the game just changed, because I didn't have any of that when I was married. Like my husband made me get rid of my social media, all that. So that blocked my life completely. So once I got back on my own and I discovered so much and I saw like what impact you could really have when you use money as an amazing tool that it is, then I was like, oh yeah, like I have no choice but to be. But I've always wanted to be a millionaire. I think just getting focused and getting away and getting clear and by myself, I saw how possible it is. Once I had my first 6 figure year, I saw how possible it really is.
Hmm.
So I think my sole purpose for wanting to be financially free is the fact that I grew up with a lack mentality. And that's because I didn't come from a family that, had a bunch of money and things like that. So, a lot of the things that we like to do or are interested in as a kid, sometimes we can't do it because, our parent, I don't know if this is, I'm just speaking for me, but sometimes, my parent wasn't able to afford the things that I wanted to do or things like that. Like for example, I'm now learning how to play the piano, but that's something I've always wanted
Okay,
to
that's
do since I was a
beautiful.
kid. It is, thank you, and it's always something I wanted to do since I was a kid. But now that I'm older and I'm making my own money, I can pay for my lessons and things like that. Outside of that, I do want to be the one to, you know, just put my family in a better place. Like if I could get the money to build us a family compound somewhere, I would
Come
absolutely do
on
that.
now. I'm finna have to connect with y'all.
I do want to
Mhm.
change lives. I also want to be able to do the things that I've always wanted to do. But I absolutely do not mind having a husband that's already rich, and might, want to help me get my businesses up off the ground or, make me a part of something. I'm open to the idea of partnership in that aspect as well.
Mhm.
For me, I would say I'm a little traumatized, so I feel like I have to have my own. I was with somebody who did have his own, and I stopped a lot of what I was doing to pour into his business and pour into the things that he had going on. That I was filling his cup up, and when I needed my cup filled, it wasn't time for that. We created a social media relationship, but I was still doing the pouring into his cup, and mine was still empty. I put a lot of things that I wanted to do on the back burner, and I became this stay-at-home mom, and I'm this type of wife and that type of wife. And I just feel like in this season, I don't have it in me to where like I'm going back to school. I'm doing things for myself. I'm the one pouring into my children. I'm believing in myself again. And it's kind of like I gave this person 5 years of my life and I lost a lot of myself. So I'm in the rebuilding stage to where like, yeah, I want a man with money, but what Cash Doll say? I'm the nigga with money. I'm trying to be that too. Like, because it doesn't feel good when you solely only have to depend on one person's income. So like for me, this is a part of the reason why I don't want to date, because Curiana got to get to a certain level first. Not saying that certain men won't take you in and help build you up. I don't want a Bob the Builder no more. I had that and I poured into Bob the Builder and he wasn't helping me build, like it wasn't mutual. And so it's kind of like right now, I gotta get it. Like I'm so hungry to get it. And I like what you had stated about helping other people. Once you're with a narcissistic person and you've gone through several stages of abuse that I went through, I want to pour into other people, because there's so many women who endure certain things and they lose themselves after
Mhm.
the relationship, or they just don't find themselves at all, or they just get focused and get male centered. And now it's like everything is about a man. I want to build a community to where women can know, like, hey, it can be fuck a nigga any day. We can get some money right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's not saying like a man can't help you build, but I want to build within. And a lot of women solely nowadays only want to depend on men. Oh, the man gotta have this. Not saying I don't want no man with money, but we both finna come to the table with a little bread on us. Like, and I just think that that is beautiful that everybody on this panel is like, look, I'm trying to be a millionaire. Like, I'm trying to pour into myself, and we all have like different reasons of our why. But the simple fact that everybody on here are like strong women. We've all went through certain things to where like we're like, okay, this is what we want to do. Yeah, I'm gonna say it like this. We're gonna come back on the panel another time. We're gonna be talking about how we are multimillionaires,
Yes.
how it did happen, how God popped it for us, and we're gonna have the
We get
communities that
into
we
it just
want. Like, hello.
I do
Hmm.
have a quick question for the host though, before we, because I feel like everybody want to
Cool.
get it out. Would you ever date a woman that makes more money than you?
Oh, that's
Mm-mm.
good.
He's the
Would I'd like to think no, right? Could I? Absolutely, right? But would I? No. So I don't view the world like everybody else, right? I believe in fairy tales. I like love, and I like all the like, I like certain traditional things and stuff like that. So I want to be the person that, you know, I want you to be kind of I want to show you new
he's an
things.
alpha.
Like I want to, like when I took my girl to the Maldives, she never been there. And I made that happen for her.
So you
So I
prefer to be the breadwinner?
absolutely 1,000%. But the good thing is that it's 99.9% of women can't make as much money as me anyway. So it's not like it's difficult for that to,
What do
but
you do? Because I don't really know.
that's so close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're your own brand.
Um, yeah, but like as far as like, yeah, it'll be difficult for. So if I'm dating a woman, she had to be for her to have more money than me. She gotta be doing a lot to have more money than me. Tr- like I said, it's very possible that woman could be feminine and she could be like, listen, I just want to be your woman. She could have that energy, but it's not very likely. And I like a woman to kind of be on my time. Like I want to my woman to be. I want to be able to pack her up and take her wherever I go. You coming with me everywhere I go. That's what whenever I travel now, I take her everywhere. It's nowhere that I go that I'm not like I'm about to go to California to pick out some fabrics, right? And it would be much cheaper if I went by myself, but I'm taking her with me just because I'm going to pick out some fabrics.
That mean
So it's
you
different.
like it there. That's what that's
Yeah,
that's
you do. Go
good.
look at his page. You'll see he loves it
I was
there.
about to say,
I
did
love
y'all
that for
just
him.
start following him?
I
No,
just
Yeah,
got
a lot of
I
people
seen
do.
his stuff, but no, that's good though. Cause sometimes I'm not gonna say sometimes. For my situation, a person told me to stop stuff, and then it'll be like, I'm the only one paying for it. Hold on now, hold on. Now I got a little money on me. I'm helping you with some, but it was kind of like that egotistical. Like you wouldn't have that, and that can't
mm,
nobody ever do that to me again. So that's why, like, I know I got this guard up to where like I have to be established. I want certain things like, and I know it's not a have to, but this is personal. Like, uh-uh.
I'll tell you as the person on the other side of it that it does get better. That does fade. You will see there are amazing men, and then when you heal, you'll attract the more amazing men. And men are providers out here, no matter what social media is telling you. That is a freaking lie. Men love to pay bills and shop you around and do what they're supposed to do as men, and they don't dangle it over your head or make you feel guilty about it. So those men do exist. It's just once you like heal,
So the
I'll
it
never
last
know.
man I dated, I made more money than, and it didn't work out. And it
never
didn't work
works.
out because of me. It didn't work out because of him. So I just always wondered like how men felt about that, dating women that, made more money.
I think because the dynamic is different. So like I think even when you're a woman with your own money, you have options. So you don't have to tolerate much. So like it sounds bad, but it's kind of true. You don't have to tolerate much. So your comebacks or your lip or your whatever is a little bit different, or what you're willing to accept is a little bit different.
It's different.
Because
Yeah.
I don't have to be here. Like I'm choosing to be here. You can still be soft and feminine, but you're gonna be a little bit more like alpha. I think that's why a lot of women who like choose to have their own or make their own, like they're not really out here in the world or creating all these soul ties because like what am I finna lay up with you for? Like I'm
Hmm.
doing all this over here by myself. Like are you coming over here paying a bill or catching a payment? Like what are you coming over here to do? So you get like kind of in that mindset. You get a little bit colder.
I think
In
I'm
my
in my cold season. I'm talking about it's snowing
You can
outside.
freeze. You can freeze for a little bit, girl. You earned it. Freeze a little bit. It's okay. It fades. It fades. And then you get softer as time goes on. So it don't stay like that.
Mm. I'll never be. I hear a lot of women say stuff like that. Like I hear stories about being a women in relationships where they man was pretty much like at some point he ended up he ended up saying something like, "This my money," right?
Hmm.
I'm never going to be that way. I'm never that way. I've never been that way.
But you're a real
Um,
provider though, so I think that's what makes the difference. We're talking about like men who usually say that they're narcissistic abusers usually.
yeah,
So you don't even fit in the category.
yeah. I never.
But
I
I
don't
think
want
a
a
woman
woman
should
to.
still
Oh, go ahead.
always have like her
uh,
own
Hmm.
something, because like yeah, I get that you're providing for your woman right now. You're in that fairy tale right now, and everything is good. But what if, you know?
He
What
employs
if
his
in
lady.
5 years that changes for
I
you?
know
What
that's
if
right.
He employs his
so
lady.
she has to have something for herself, even if you're able to do everything for her, or you have to be able to put something aside for her so that if in case something happened, she doesn't
Somebody
leave
get
with
on enough.
nothing.
I think that was my biggest thing. Like once I got back on my own, because like I left an abusive marriage with only $1.26 and had to build myself from scratch, from being a stay-at-home mom with nothing
You should
left.
have robbed him before you left.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, it was like
I'm talking about me too.
just a spontaneous leave. My life is really like somebody called it a Tyler Perry movie on the
This one.
last thing, but it was wild. So when I left, I
Girl,
left with nothing.
I'm talking about they need to if
That's why I was
somebody
like, let me
asks me
do
my
fucking
story, I'm
social
making some
media.
money in a day. Promise
So
Hell
you.
yeah. Start sharing your story. That's how I got
I,
onto social media. I just started sharing my story and then it just turned into a bigger thing
so
than
my
what it
person
is.
got on social media and created a narrative already.
Oh, fuck them.
So and when I did kind of come on there, some of his people, I don't know who did it. It had to be somebody who knew what was going on. They went on like a little T page and they kind of told my business for me. So it kind of like I was like, you know what? Y'all don't understand the stuff that I'm like actually processing or healing from. So I didn't home girl. Uh, um, it just like I was just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then I'm from a small town. Some people was supporting what I was doing. I have a lot of social media friends compared to actually like real people around me that support. Family was like, why are you telling your business? I'm like, well, my story is healing other people. Like I have people that's really like messaging me like, keep going. So I kind of just got like, Zuri, right now you're being very rude. Yes. Yes.
Kids do not care.
I'm talking
They
about
don't.
gone.
And it's always around three. It was three my time, probably like two y'all.
Like, but no, so it was kind of just like the responses that I was getting from people that was close to me. I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And then I was getting text messages straight from him. Why are you doing this? He's created so many lies that when some person coming with
mm,
truths and then you got the facts to prove the truth, it's kind of like now your character being looked at and I'm looked at as the bad person. See, people love lies, but they hate when you come with the truth and you come with the facts. So
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, oh, she's bitter, she's mad because of this. Man, I ain't mad because of nothing. I just know that
mm,
what I went through and the strength that it took for me to get to where I am now, it's a lot of women that's still going through it. It's a lot of women that can use that and be motivated from it. But I think I just would say that I allow everybody to shut me up because
Mm-hmm.
of how I was being treated and looked at. So I was just like, well, let me shut up. I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't
No,
want anybody
see,
thinking I'm
mm.
being no hater because this ain't that. And my
no,
stuff was very ghetto.
Uh,
yeah.
I did want to say something to Jaleesa. I don't disagree with Jaleesa. I think women should be able to make money. I think they should make money,
Mhm.
and I think they should have skills and all that type of stuff. Like, I'm not against my woman making money. I'm not
She should
against
have
her.
shares in your company.
Yeah, like
Something.
this is
Security.
exactly like real security.
Mhm.
Like this is ours. Everything that we doing. Yeah, I definitely agree with you when it comes to that. Or I understand that some women are just ambitious, and she gonna want to
Hmm.
get out and she gonna want to make money because she something inside of her wants more. Perfectly, I'm perfectly fine with that. Now, it's still not likely that she'll make more money than me. Like, but I don't. It's not about that. It's about her doing what makes her feel good. I
But
want to be
even
that
if
man
she
who. Yeah.
was, though, it now becomes because you're married or about to be married, it now
Yeah.
becomes a family thing. It's not, it now becomes not only her money, it's your money together because you guys are a unit. So
Mhm.
even if the business makes 10 figures more than yours, or for example, six, I don't know, seven, it doesn't matter because it's ours, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
and I'm such a mastermind at any that I'm gonna be the. I'm like I'm a mastermind. So any
You're a
business that she
spearhead.
do is
He's
gonna
an
be.
I
alpha
can't hear
male.
anything. I got a call
Mm,
and I ignored it, but now I can't hear
Oh,
any of y'all.
You
just
probably
come
gotta
right back
I'm
hop
gonna
in.
out,
see
get
if
back
I'm.
in.
Yeah. But uh, yeah, like I'm a mastermind with marketing. I'm a mastermind with like everything. Like so, anything that she do is gonna flourish regardless. And
Hmm.
yeah, like you said, it's gonna be art. But like dating a woman with money versus getting into a marriage and your woman's making money or making more money than you is different. Which is y'all both making money. I don't, view nothing as. Anytime
Hmm.
something positive happen, I'm like us. Look, I
Yeah,
got good
that's
news for us.
good.
Yeah, so yeah.
Because I
Um,
didn't have that. I helped somebody build their business and they say, me, 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 me. What? I'm behind the scenes doing stuff. But sometimes that's how some men like it. They like you to be behind the scenes. So they can take all the credit.
Did you
But
walk away with nothing too?
I walked away with two children.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it changes your perspective too. But like I will say, like as women, like you should have your own. Like and whatever a
Hmm.
man brings to you is just like the bonus. I
Additional.
do like and that comes from me. I was a stay at home mom, well taken care of. So like I didn't pay for shit for years. I didn't even know when I left that marriage, I didn't even know how much gas cost. My ass left in the shell shock. When was that like 22, 23 when gas prices were like $6, $7? I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to pay for that? So I encourage women to have their own and men are just like the bonus. But when I'm with a man, I don't pay for shit. That doesn't
I,
change. I don't pay for a goddamn thing.
Or even
I
if
like
you
that.
want, oh,
No,
sorry.
go ahead.
Even if you want her to not have anything, like for example, in your case, host, I'm sorry, I forgot your name,
Mont,
but in, sorry,
Mont,
what?
MONT, Mont,
Mind.
Months.
Mont. Perfect.
Okay. I probably cannot pronounce that because of my accent, but Mount. Basically,
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. Basically, even if you don't want her to do anything and have anything, I think that it's really important to give her security, in any way, like even if she has like shares in your company or you give her money monthly or weekly, something
Mhm.
that if in case something would happen, sometimes it's not
Yeah.
even divorce. Sometimes it could be like worst, like it could be death, for example. If in case something happened, she has to be secure. And I'm talking to the men that doesn't want their woman to do anything. They just want their woman to stay home and be feminine and not work, for example. But you still have to give her something so that she can feel secure and have,
Hmm.
just in case, something happens.
Yeah, 1,000%. Listen, it's crazy. I get into like, I haven't found a man that agree with me yet. I spoke to men about this topic. If you had a girlfriend and she lived with you for 6 years, and you told her, she don't need a job, and y'all broke up, would you take care of her for some time? I said, yeah, absolutely, 1,000%. And the other men are like, no, right?
I
And
mean,
I
she
think
just
it's
depended
only,
on you for 6 years. What you mean now?
He's
I
literally
think,
not working
yeah,
because of you. Why would he not?
Exactly.
I think it's
Yes.
only
They're
fair.
ghetto. I do the same type of stuff as he does, relationship wise. It's ghetto.
Most men are selfish. That's why women, we have to take this characteristic too of being a little bit selfish too. Because a man can just get up and leave and don't give a fuck and he'll leave with everything. and now you have nothing.
Yep.
So we have to become a little bit more selfish too and think about ourselves in case that would happen.
Yeah, I had a friend,
Yeah.
her man offered her 10K to leave. So
Shit, I with
there's
my
men
baby
out
daddy
here,
would. Come on,
there's
let's run
men out
that.
here that will, if they're
Like,
if it's in their heart, there's men out here who will still take care of you in a situation like that, at least until you get a job or an apartment or on your feet or something like that. But I definitely think if you are telling a woman not to work and y'all was together for 6 years and then you want her to get out, I think you evil if you're not willing to help. Like you are
Yeah.
Yeah.
still falling.
I think even if I didn't tell you not to work, if I allowed you not to work, I think I don't know if it was my job to protect you for 6 years and I took that serious and then we split. No, I'm gonna make sure that you got a nice landing. I'm not gonna take care of you forever, right?
of
But
course, yeah.
obviously you need to work, you need to get your own place and all this type of stuff. So whatever, I'm gonna figure out a reasonable amount of time to help you get where you need to be. It's that simple, whether I'm married or not married. And I think that's the problem. I think that's why like a lot of these laws be like um or a lot of these laws are like radical when it comes to like men are like, oh, child support, they sucking me dry and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, motherfuckers can't trust you. You
So
was
what
broke
we
up.
think
You
about
left her
child
high and
support?
dry. Or whatever, alimony, all that type of stuff. And it's like,
No, I'm asking
oh,
what do we think about child support? Because
oh,
sometimes nowadays men think when they pay child support that they're helping or giving a handout to the mom, and it's not actually for the kid. Um, Even if they don't pay. So, like, what do we think about like child support? Should child support be something that's just naturally done? Like, because I mean, these are the children that you have with the person, but like, I just feel like nowadays men when they get put on child support, that the first thing they want to say is, "Oh, she's bitter. She feels some type of way. She's mad about what I have going on." And they love to say, "Oh, I'm not a deadbeat." And look, I'm kind of speaking from experience. Um, she calls me a deadbeat, calls me this. Most of the time I feel like men are labeling themselves, but child support is necessary. It doesn't necessarily mean like it's a handout, but my ex-husband thinks it's a handout. Like, oh, you need help. Of course I have 2 children. Yes, I need help. Of
mm,
course I was a stay-at-home mom and I'm having to figure it out on my own. Yes, I need help. Like, I have 2 small children. They care for small children ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
So it's kind of like, what do you think about like helping out? Oh, and let's also add, if you're in a relationship.
If
I
you
think
are or he is, if you're in a relationship or he is, if
He is.
if he's in a relationship, that don't change anything. However, this is my question. When he says he think that you get pretty much is a handout, how many do he get the kids? How many days he get the kids a week?
Huh? How
How
many
many days?
days? What, hold on.
I just addressed this
One
on my
second.
birthday. Well, just really quickly, I think that child support is for people who don't take care of their kids, and that's whether you're a man or a woman. And I feel like whoever had the kid primarily, that's the main caregiver.
Absolutely. So how many days he get the kids?
Oh. Sorry.
To be honest, I'm not even that type of person. You can come get him whenever. But my ex-husband is, his focus is always me, what I'm doing,
Mm,
how I'm doing it, to where he feels like if he's getting the kids, are you trying to go be outside? I'm trying to do some.
that
Like,
don't matter.
I'm trying to get some type of fresh air. So he'll do certain things to prevent it. He'll go weeks without talking to him. He'll go months without talking to him. And he'll be like, oh, you're the only one that sees me as a deadbeat. Am
Well,
I?
he should
Hold
absolutely
on.
be on
So
child support.
this is my thing. If what you now, I'm one of them people that I don't necessarily take a side of. If what you are saying is true, and that and it's specifically if it's true, right? Fuck
Mm-hmm.
no. Like he a dweeb. He a piece of shit, right? That's just my opinion. I would never go a month. I would never go a week without talking to my kids, right? Like if you go in a month, 2 months without talking to or seeing your kids, what's your excuse? Unless you travel for work, right? And you want to fucking tanker ship or some shit. You on a
Mm-mm.
submarine.
We lived 5 minutes from one of his shops, and he still didn't stop by to see the kids.
Yeah, no, that's dweeb shit. I don't. It's that's not. That got he got to make that make sense to me. But
It's
yeah, no.
never gonna make sense. But with the narcissistic person, nothing ever makes sense. I can sit here and I can tell him everything that's going on with the kids, and it's some way I can be talking about the kids, he can be talking about the relationship. And I don't understand why we talking about the relationship and he in one. But
Why
that's neither
why do you
like
talk? Why do you talk to him? So like, let's say y'all,
Yeah, it's too much talking.
if
I
you
was
talk
thinking
and
that.
he not asking
Yeah.
you to pick up the kids, right? He not asking you to
no,
come see them.
let me say
Why you?
this.
Yeah.
On a regular, I don't talk to him. But this is the stuff, this is why we have talked recently. Because he'll get on my social media and he'll like make comments. So I blocked him on everything. Recently I went viral for fighting, like play fighting with my son. So he got on TikTok and he commented. So I blocked him. So then my daughter was about to start school. Me being kind because I feel like kindergarten is such a big deal. I'm like, hey, here goes the pictures. Mind you, I haven't talked to him since June. So in the midst of that conversation, the conversation about the child began to be about the marriage. So then I stopped that. And then he randomly called. I don't withhold my children from him. If you call, I'm gonna allow you to call them. I'm gonna allow you to talk to them. But if you texting me saying have them call me, I'm not having no 3 and 5 year old call no grown ass man. Pick up the phone if you want to talk to him, you call him. But so whenever he does contact me, I do have conversations. But most of the time I'm like, hey, if it's not revolving around a kid, we going in circles. So I'm always talking about the kid. He always wants to talk about old stuff. Or like if I say, hey, I need help with this, I don't even say I need help. I'm like, hey, what can you help with? What can you
Yeah.
give? And it's like, oh, you need a handout. Oh, you need this. Oh, now you need help. Since like I'll be like, what they got to do with the baby?
Yeah, you cannot feed
Yeah.
into the toxicity. You really have to. I feel like you have to, not that you have to, I'm sorry, maybe the way that I speak, but like the way to deal with people like that is to keep it, and I don't have kids, so I wouldn't know, but to keep it straight on the children, right? Like when he tries to bring back the relationship, you bring back the children and you hang up, for example. And I think that you should keep him on child support if he's not helping in other ways because you need the help. You have children with him. The way that he's showing up in your life, it seems like he just is trying to be
Control.
toxic and still have the control over you. And a lot of men will do that where they see a woman that they like and they'll have kids with them just so they can have a sense of like control over them forever for the rest of their life. And
Hmm.
that's what he like, even if he has like a woman, whatever, he's always trying to like have that power over you. So basically you have to cut that cut that off, like not have these discussion with him. And you're doing good
No,
already, like you're
I
already
agree.
blocking him and all.
I ignore him, but when it comes to the children, I don't want to be perceived as the parent that doesn't want to include him or, doesn't allow him to talk to him. Now, if he says, hey, let me come get them, yeah, come get them. Please, right now. I'm probably going to beat you there. But when it comes to like certain things that's going on, I feel like kindergarten was a big thing. Let me include you. Like, let me show you pictures. But outside of that, having regular conversation, no. So it's like, even if I'm showing him the kids, he has to hurry up and get it out. Like he
Mm-hmm.
has to mention something about us, and the entire time I can be like, "Well, they still need this. It still got to go like this." I'll even stop responding. I'll go weeks without responding because if I know that you're only targeting me and trying to target my character, and we're not talking about my kids, Papa, we really don't got nothing to talk about. But when you with a narcissistic person that feeds off of control, it's kind of hard because I can be talking with sense. He talking circles. So it's
Yeah.
For
like,
sure. Can I ask you a
Okay.
question? I want to ask you a
Sorry.
question. If you could try to go as deep as possible inside of yourself, I'm gonna ask you this question. Um, is there something still there with you? Like, is there like, let's say, because I can ask you like, oh, why do you entertain these conversations, right? And you can say, oh no, he just, he just bring that shit up or whatever. But like, I'm curious if you can ask yourself the question that I'm asking you. Is there something there that's allowing you to kind of like entertain anything at all?
what you mean?
I want to
Do you
piggyback
still love him? Do you still got
off
love for
of
him?
I didn't went through
Affection?
no love, no affection. That's why I said I can ignore him. He's blocked on every social media platform. Only time the phone, he can't even get this number. This phone is
Yeah.
strictly for him. Um, so anytime I text him, it's only about the kids. So
Yeah.
when he has those conversations and he's going in circles and he's talking about us, I redirect them strictly to the children, or I will stop responding. If we can't talk about my babies, we can't really have a
Yeah.
conversation at all.
Michelle, real quick. So I think love kind of puts it in a is probably the wrong thing to say because I think it's
Hmm.
all just energy, right? Whether it's love, whether
Hmm.
it's hate, whatever it is, it's energy. That love, that energy, is it turning? Is it just something else right now? Because the only thing that's really like you don't give a fuck is indifference. Then it's like I get it, right? You like I don't give. Hey,
Yeah,
but is it something else? Is it hate? Is it contempt? Is it
I don't get what you're saying because the only time I text him is about the kids, and well, the only time I text him now is because my baby was going to big girl school. But other than that, we don't have conversations. So
okay?
like, it's so hard to. I'm gonna give you a brief example. I sent. Okay, we're gonna make it a character. Sally said, "Hey, school is about to start. Woo woo woo." John said, "Well, you stole this event from us. We can't get it back." Sally said, "Hey, well, second day of school is such and such. You can come to second day of school." "Oh, you're such a horrible person. You got a vendetta." You're not talking to somebody with sense.
Okay.
Like,
So
uh,
can I piggyback real quick, y'all?
go
Because
ahead.
I have actually been in this situation where a man is a good father until y'all break up, and he don't want to do things. So for me, I feel like we both laid down and we both made this child. We both know our obligations to this child.
Hmm.
One thing I'm never going to allow, and I am somebody who has sole physical and legal custody of my child. Um, One thing I'm never going to allow her father to do is half-ass her. So if we had plans for you to come here and take it to her kitty prom or do a Dads and Donuts brunch, and you drop the ball on that, you will absolutely not have another chance to disappoint my child. So even going off of that, I haven't spoken to my child's father in over a year, maybe longer, because I don't play them games. I don't have
Hmm.
nothing to talk to you about unless it's about my kid. And if you think I'm about to sit here and entertain any other type of conversation, it's not happening. And you only got about one or two times to try to take the conversation off my kid and try to put it on us. And I have no other reason to answer my phone anymore. It's clearly not a
Hmm.
kid when it comes to you, and it's about my kid when it comes to me. So go on about your life. Maybe when she get older, y'all can reconnect or whatever. But I don't, I don't allow anybody to have as my child.
No, I get that. I did that too. And then you have people that
Mhm.
say, "Oh, you're doing it wrong." This is me. I never wanted to have
You're not.
children without marriage. So a lot of things that happen, I know that I'm still learning. So like sometimes I have mom guilt if I do ignore him. Like, okay, am I doing the right thing? Am I protecting him? I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional.
No,
So
it's
it's
fine.
like
I've been here before, honey.
and for the fact that a person got on social media and said that I withheld my kids from them that he did not try to see, I don't want to be painted as that type of, individual. Even though I know that's not my character, but it's still the fact that lies have already been told about me. So that's my way of trying to fix the lies that are being told while saying like, okay, here's my effort to want to allow you to be present.
And I
So
can
it's
get
kind.
that because you are somebody who, you make content. So I can understand, not things, you not wanting things to be spread about you. But at the end of the day, like everybody who's on TikTok and Instagram, they are not a part of, your immediate family. They can think what they want, but you never have to prove anything to them. All you know is the type of mom you are and what you're going to allow and not allow for your kids as their primary caregiver.
Yeah.
And
So
also, it's like if somebody gonna be like that, it's like, yo, show me a message where I said no. Show me a message where I said you can't come
that
get these
part,
kids.
that part.
So yeah,
That
like
that can never happen. Like, but they don't even ask about the babies. Like, they don't ask to come get them. It has to be forced. Like, my son is with him now because I was like, "Hey, you gonna come pick him up? Like, come pick him up. Get him, take him, get a haircut." And that was only because the conversation. when he was supposed to be talking to my daughter about school was him trying to talk to me. No, now I have to force you to be a dad and have to hang up the phone and get up out of there. But it's
You know what this makes me think about? I saw this discussion on Instagram, no, on Twitter the other day, and they were saying like even if a man has kids with you, because we're talking about how men are with you and they're great fathers, and then the relationship doesn't work out and they're different. Would you say that this directly ties into a man viewing kids as an extension of the woman and not necessarily himself? I would say that for me in your situation. But I would like to hear what y'all would have to say about that too.
You
Especially
know,
you, because you
I don't have no friends that's like that. I don't got no homies that's that think at all like that. And I know me, like I might be a little bit toxic. My kids, they mine, right? Like when women like to say stuff like, "Oh, I gave you a kid." Oh, you did? Okay, you gave me a kid then. It's mine, right? Like I'm like that. Women. I I think I think women are the most special things on earth, right? And that's that's one of the parts of the deal, of like once I get married, like I can't wait until my woman gives me a family, you know. I can't wait till we make a family. I can't wait till cuz just same thing with her. These is your kids, and I like that. That make me feel good. But I would never leave and a lot of guys view it that way though of they view them as y'all kids, like y'all got to be with them most of the time and all that. I don't do that. Like my kids are with me most of the time, you know. I think it's my job, it's my responsibility that they grow up and they become good people. If nobody else gonna take that responsibility, that's my responsibility. Nobody else can take the charge of that. So I don't know.
I agree 100%.
Mhm.
I feel like, as somebody who's just been doing this and I am truly a single mom. There's people out here that's not in a relationship and they just think because they're not in a relationship, they're a single mom. If he's still active and he's still helping out with your kids, that's not necessarily a
a
single mom.
single, yeah.
But yeah, I think pretty much what Mike was saying. I feel like it's my job to raise you up into a woman, send you off into the world, right? And if he don't want to, I know my duty when I leave. I'm trying to have this kid. So if you're not going to step up and do it, and you absolutely should, it falls on me. I have to see it through because I'm not going to do my kid like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you said that because now I feel like that I'm not wrong because I was in a space to where like, look, I'm to the point to where I'm not finna do none of that. Like, no response, no nothing. I'm not gonna reach out to you. I feel like I shouldn't have to tell the person to be a dad, but I just feel like when you bring it to social media, come on, man, don't don't do me that because I try to keep that part of it off of social media as much as possible. Like even when I did like make certain type of content about being a single mother, I got ridiculed for that. It's like, no, be damned if I do, be damned if I don't. I take care of myself. I don't bother you. I'm still wrong. I include you because I didn't include you how you seem fit. I'm still wrong. So it's kind of like
Mm.
it's really manipulation when a person no longer has that control over you and they can't control you in the way that they feel like they used to. They do anything, but like I'm not the type of person that's going. You talking about you want to be a daddy this weekend? I don't care if you ain't been a daddy for 6 months. I need that break. Give it to me. Like I
Mhm.
want that
I
weekend.
think that, and I feel like for me, I feel like if you ain't been around for 6 months, what's gonna be different this seventh month that you here? I just feel like you have to prove, like in these situations when you're the parent who's not consistent, you have to prove
Prove
yourself
it, yeah.
before I just let you just be all up in my kid iPad and stuff like that. And I'm not necessarily trying to keep your kid from you, but if you shown time and time again that you're not consistent with your kids and you don't really, take being a father as serious as I take being a mom. I'm just not about to. Y'all can wait until she get older.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
she's able
I
to
I like
formulate
that.
I
them
think it's
words
fair.
and them thoughts for herself because she's 7 right now.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure at 14 she'll be able to be like, Mom, I want to see my dad or something like that. I would absolutely respect that. But right now in
Mhm.
these, I feel like it's so critical to have
Hmm.
parents there. And I feel
Yeah,
like
and I
these
think that's fair. I think
Okay.
that's fair. Like, and all of this is if with me because I'm one of them people that if I ain't talk to the person, if I ain't see it, everything is hypothetical, right? Because it's two sides to every story. But
Yeah.
Three.
in a scenario where somebody's trying to essentially cause confusion in the kid's life, or just kind of like kids need stability, and if you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
be jumping in and out of their life, that's not stability. So I'm not with that. So I think it's fair that you move that way. Of like, if you try and jump in and out of the, like, we're not doing that. I think that's completely fair. But I got a question for you, Michelle. Um, and I want you to ask yourself this question. I'm asking you, but I want you to take it and ask yourself. Um, Part of you getting married, having kids, and all that type of stuff, right? And the way that you feel about all of this, how much of the motivation is how society will view you? How much of that controls how you move and the decisions that you make, right? Because a lot of people talk stuff about single moms. A lot of people talk stuff about girls who have kids and they not married. I know me, I don't give a fuck about none of that. However,
See.
there are a lot of people who make decisions based on how others will look at them and they end up, not leaving a bad marriage or, like, so if you can answer that question for me.
Well, I would say a big factor because I actually got married because of one of those very reasons. I was engaged and there was infidelity that it got involved, and I was ready to leave, but I couldn't. Like I was grieving, the person. So I was like, we've already been engaged. Like in my mind, like we already engaged. I gotta go through it. Everybody gonna judge me. Everybody gonna judge me. Which I knew it wasn't right. Like even to the person that I got married to, I would tell them like, we shouldn't even be getting married. We shouldn't even be doing this. But in the back of my mind, I was so fixed on we've already told the world that we're engaged. So, I followed through with that. My marriage did not last long. My marriage was as short as a 27 piece. That's what I always say, because that's how short it was. Um, we got married in November of 2024, got divorced, finalized my divorce in September of 2025. So, everything was for social media. We started making social media content, and I was kind of scared of how I would be viewed because I came out with, oh, be a submissive baddie, this is how you have to be to your husband, not knowing the things that I was going through, behind closed doors. So I would say it plays a big factor. And I also have a family that's kind of like judgmental. Oh, you got to be careful what you put on social media. Why are you putting your business out there? Arguing with certain family members because they're not understanding the concept of content and how motivational it actually can be for certain individuals. And mine was, I sat on it. Like I allowed myself to heal. I allowed myself to be put in a mind state to where when I did tell, my story, it didn't come from an emotional state of where I was pointing fingers, but like where I had grown as an individual. So I would say social media is kind of like a standpoint because my family is so judgmental.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, what are they gonna say? What are they gonna think? But I did notice when I did social media single mother content, I
Mhm.
got a lot of single mothers that came back following
Can
me
y'all
like
still
that.
hear her?
I can hear it. You can't.
Mm-mm. I
It
don't
was.
know why that keeps happening.
It's probably your internet browser. Are you on the app or the internet browser?
I'm on the app. I went straight to the
You
link
went
from.
straight to the.
How I can hear
So,
you but
but are
not
you? Did
her?
it take you to Safari or did you download the app in the App Store? StreamYard.
No, I never downloaded the app. I just went.
All right.
I'm
So
proud.
you on the internet browser. That's probably sometimes it just act up. But you can come right back in and it'll it should fix it.
Okay.
And you can always download the app and I think it might be a better connection.
Okay.
Yeah, that
One
that was
second.
that was pretty much it. Like,
Hmm.
I will say everything with social media censored and worrying about what everybody would say, or worrying about being judged. Will men still be attracted, or are men gonna not be attracted to me because I'm making single mom content? I am my biggest critic, so I would say I was in my head as well as worried about social media.
Yeah, I think so far everything that you've been saying, it sounds like of course men will still want to be with you and be attracted to you. Because you've already said, like, listen, I don't want to do nothing unless I'm your, I'm we boyfriend girlfriend, and that's a lot of standards that a lot of women don't have. So a lot of men can respect that, and they can that that's refreshing to hear that, right? But yeah, I know, like, I'm in a technically, I guess I'm in a social media relationship. I don't know what you would call it, right? I post my girl. But I would hope that people who fuck with me, and people who fuck with her. But I don't like the idea that somebody would be like the relationship. And I get it, you can like the relationship, but I'm a real person. She's a real person,
Yeah.
right? We are people and we are in a relationship. However, follow me because of the things that you like that I say, or the things fuck with me for whatever reason, but the relationship is not who I am.
Yeah.
That's just, you know, me and her come together and we in a relationship, right? So I would never move based on and a lot of people do. A lot of people, and I understand it makes perfect sense why somebody would be like, yo, I'm in a social media relationship. I'm gonna feel like a failure if I tell everybody we broke up. I'm gonna feel stupid. You know, that's why I don't
Mhm.
post my man and all that type of stuff. It make perfect sense, but I think we it's definitely something to try to not be influenced by, is what people gonna say and what they think, you know? Like people
And
will stay in a marriage, they'll stay in a relationship of God cheating because they don't want to
Mhm.
look like a failure. They don't want to look a certain way to other people. I get it, but you know, I definitely don't think it's
And that's
healthy.
what motivated me to leave, because most of my family stayed in marriages for the children or what everybody else would think. And I'm like, I gotta be different. My kids gotta be in a healthy environment. And so that was like, okay, yeah, I know he did certain things, but it was a lot of stuff behind the scenes that he did that I was like, okay, it's no way that we can keep faking the phone just because we have kids. It's an unhealthy environment. It's like too toxic, too much going on.
I've
Mm,
always disagreed with two things I had to say. I've always disagreed with staying for the kids because that's
Mhm.
basically just saying, okay, don't worry about your happiness. It's just about your kid happiness. And I feel like, no, it's definitely about me and my kids' happiness.
Mhm.
And then mine. Because I've been following you for so long and I've seen you in a relationship before this, I would not say that you're in a social media relationship. I think that you've always treated your women very good. I think that all the nice things you've done, you've always did that, when you're in a relationship. It's just that, I guess more people see it now, but um,
yeah, a lot of new
you've
people.
always had that standard when with your women. So
Appreciate that noticing.
absolutely.
But yeah, it's a lot of new people who follow me versus people who've been following me for years and years and years. So it had to be like, I'm 33. You probably was following me for like at least 7 years, 8 years, probably. If you talking
So
about,
yeah, about 8 years, maybe
yeah,
longer.
maybe,
But yeah, you've always had like that a certain way of how you handled them, how you treated them, and just how you were in a relationship. So
yeah, true that. Um, yeah, man, we definitely can do stuff for social media. I got a question for y'all. This is my question. I wrote it down. Um, do y'all have y'all ever experienced like a man trying to get revenge on you? And I'll give you an example. Let's say you you didn't like a man at first. He tried to talk to you, you ain't like him, but he was persistent. And after a while, you gave him an opportunity. Do you ever felt like a man got revenge on you for that?
yes, men be mad as hell if you make them wait a long time to give them your number or something. The moment they get you, they're going to take you through the ringer. Anybody that been wanted you, just keep them at been wanted you. Don't ever give them a chance. In my experience.
Mm, mm. You know, it. I depending on the situation, I get it. Now, I know like if I was like, let's say I was younger and I'm I'm a girl. Now, if the girl is just simply not entertaining me, she's not interested, cool. But if the woman is like trying to play me or something like that, oh yeah, if I can get it, yeah, you know, that's different. But and it's if a woman just not interested, she just not interested. So like and I honestly think here's another thing. If she just treating everybody different, that's a different story, right? Like if you treating me one way, but you treating other guys a certain way, I can understand somebody being like, "What did you like? What we doing?" Right? Um, so I don't know. We gonna see if Michelle got any experience with this.
No, I don't have any experience with that. I had experience with somebody not understanding like rejection or what they felt like was rejection. I guess you can say that. But we were talking. So like if I say something, like he can say something crazy to me, but if I say something crazy to him, he blocked me. So I guess that could be it. But like other than that, like mm-mm.
A
I'm
block.
pretty much
I feel like nowadays it takes a lot for somebody to get blocked.
girl, I wasn't doing nothing besides I ain't do nothing.
You ever
I ain't do nothing. I
did
ain't
you block
never
him
been
back?
blocked. I was on that block list faithfully.
Did you block him back?
Nah, every time he unblocked me, he called me. Hey, cause we ain't got no
Oh
beef.
no, I feel like if a man blocks me, you absolutely never want to speak to me again.
Girl, no, he dramatic.
No reason
Well,
to picture
well,
if a man blocked
why
me.
would why would one put up with a man like that?
Oh, I didn't. We didn't date. Like, well, I ain't gonna say we didn't date. We was just talking. So like, once it happened twice, now I kind of just like little bro. You like every time you contact me, it's kind of like funny, like to where he'll try to like be friends, but I don't be having bad blood with people. Like, I just feel like okay, everybody isn't supposed to be like a lifetime. That was just like a cool little experience. We didn't work, and he was the first person that I talked to like outside of me being married. So it's kind of just like okay, you just do too much. That's you. You team do too much. But that was his revenge. He felt like blocking me. Oh, he did it. But you always unblock me and, blow my phone up. I don't know.
Interesting. Interesting. Do you feel like, so you said you've been single for some time now, for like almost a year. Do you feel like you actually making progress as far as, with yourself and who you are and all that type of stuff? Or you feel like you still kind of like got a lot to learn about yourself?
Both. I know I have a lot of healing to do. I like to ask myself, what did I learn? Like after being married, I can sit there and say, "Oh, my ex-husband was blase, blase, blase." Granted, it could be his real character, but I also ask myself, like, what made you stay? Why did you stay so long? What did I learn from the situation? So where I'm not just putting the blame on somebody else. Like I'm also accountable for the part that I played, but I know for a fact that I'm still learning myself. There's a lot to learn. I met him when I was 24. I'm now about to be 31, so I'm not the same 24-year-old he met in 2020. Um, and I don't think that just within a year that I'm super healed or I super know, because now I'm still learning what do I like in me and what do I want in a man, what is comfortable, what is uncomfortable, and I'm still just trying to understand me. I'm still trying to adjust in motherhood as well as learn myself. Shit, and just adjusting life in general. Like everything has changed dramatically, so it's just like coming from a situation to where you help with a little bills and now you take on everything by yourself. That's still a big adjustment that I'm still learning about myself. So it's like but that's also what makes me know like I ain't ready for nothing, because
Mm.
I'm still learning me.
Would you ever get back with him?
What? No.
I
Yeah.
have a
What what
question.
could what could he do to make you get back with him?
It's nothing on God's green earth he can do.
Apologize, buy you a house, like
He tried. The thing is, when we got divorced, it was kind of just like I'm tired. So like, granted, traumatic things happened to me in February, and then we tried to work it out. It got to the point to where like, even if you did do right by me, I couldn't try. Like he used to be like, "Oh, well, I'm getting submissive treatment like this. I need you to be like that." I don't want to. I didn't have it in me to be what he was wanting me to be. And then it just kind of got worse after that, to where June 12th was the point of no return in my life. It's nothing that he can do to nothing. He can pray to God, and the only thing that we can do is have the best co-parenting relationship in the world. But as far as getting back together, mm-mm.
okay. Okay. What was your question, Sarah?
When it comes to dating and kids, because I feel like when you single, you can do whatever. But I feel like when you have kids and you date, you have to be a little more intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So how do you feel about a man pursuing a woman with a kid? And do you feel like, and of course, after he gets to know her, establish he like her, do you feel like that he should start including her kid and stuff? Like, do you feel like he should take the initiative to I
Got
don't
you.
just
I
yeah.
got you.
It's okay.
I'll tell you what I think. I think it depends on what you want, right? So you have to understand as a mom, um, what do you want? So a lot of women are okay with having a husband who don't want too much to do with the kids. However, he does what he has to do, right? A lot of moms and dads are okay with that. As far as they do what they gotta do, they don't gotta love my kids, all that type of stuff, right? Either you want that or you want somebody who is going to be genuinely invested in your kid like you are. That's much harder to come by. However, it is a real thing. I know I never dated a woman with kids, but I would be that way if I were to. Um, I look like I would be them kids are my kids, right? But I would take it a step further than that. If I'm gonna marry you, would be like, if I'm gonna marry you, like I gotta adopt them, right? They got like, cause you're not about to ever play with me and be like, oh, well, they not your kid. No, we never playing like that game, So, but as far as like dating and stuff like that, if a man is truly, really into you and he wants to share a life with you one day, right? He that type of guy that's that intentional. He's going to um at least put some breadcrumbs in there for your kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to think about them. He's going to mention them and certain things. And I know it's a lot of people who say, I don't you're not meeting my kids until we like damn near married, right? I don't believe in that. I think that people should meet your kids who you are about to take seriously. And it doesn't have to be them meeting them as they dad or as they mom or something like that, right? Just kind of meeting them as another adult, a friend, or just meeting them because I think I gotta like your kids too. I don't want to take somebody serious if I don't like your kid, you know? So I think that's extremely important to like that person's kid. If you don't like them, it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be the household that it should be of love and stuff like that. So I think people should meet your kids not in the capacity of boyfriend girlfriend, but just like go to the park and just be like, oh, this is a friend of mine,
Mm.
or this is whatever. Figure it out. But yeah, they should like your kids.
I agree. I agree. Um, and I think that's why lately, well, I'm not going to say I've been intentional about dating. I'm always intentional about dating, but I haven't been dating lately. Just because I'm just in a space of just me. But I do feel like in order for me to, this might sound crazy, in order for me to like really know that a man loves me, I feel like the way to my heart is, through my kids. So my
Mm,
daughter's 7. Her dad is not in her life and never been. Well, not never been. Maybe when she was like 2 or 3. So, she already feels the void of not having that father figure in her life. And I'm somebody, I wouldn't even know who my dad was if I walked by him today. He would have to describe the mold on my mother's ass for me to be like, okay, you're my dad.
mm-hmm.
But I know what it's like to grow up with that void, and I never wanted that, for my kid. And I feel like
Mhm.
circumstances forced it. So when it comes to dating, it just sucks when you realize the man is like super into you, but not really interested in building a relationship with your kid or anything. It's
Yeah,
kind of like buying into, viewing the kid as an extension of me. And I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I would like for a man to love me and my daughter deeply. And if
I
yeah,
we decide you want to be together and you want to adopt my kid, I feel like that's valid. She has a father who's not in her life. You're the father that's stepping up. I have no issue with it. So I just wanted to
yeah,
know about.
I agree. That
And I have,
being
I'm
single
sorry.
kind of makes it scary because it's like I've always imagined in my fairy tale life that marriage before children, being together with the person to where it's kind of like God allowed me to do something else. And I always look at like now I look at it like, okay, God was trying to teach me something. But it is scary to date being single because you're like, it's kind of like, are you gonna come in loving me and my child? Because it is certain men that meet a woman and they accept the children as their own. It is times to where like
the step parent and the kid might not be close. For me, I feel like I would want us to feel like one big family, like genuinely a family. Like you love me and you actually love to take care and pour into my children as well. That is important to me because my ex-husband had children and I was like, I stepped in like, yes, I didn't think that I was their mother, but while you're here, you're going to get the nurturing and caring the same as my children. I'm not treating my kids different from you. Everybody's getting the same type of everything, and I think that that is important because that is what creates family, and family is big to me. So it's kind of like nowadays trying to date, like, okay, is you just trying to date Lil Carrie, or are you coming with Lil Carrie and her too? Because it's not just me. Like, yeah, I can be cool, but I got some more cool people behind me. But sometimes men are only some men are just attracted to the person and probably don't want everything that come with it. So it's kind of like I do want to meet a person that accepts me and my babies.
I got a question because I want to know how um how deep this is, right? Because when I say like, yo, if I was to get married to this woman, like I would like I want to like those are my kids, right? I want to know if y'all really would be able to accept that. Because it sounds good on the outside, right? But let's say y'all got married, right? You had a kid already, that kid became his, and y'all get a divorce. Um, and let's say y'all split up, would you allow that kid to be with him more than you? Him
Be
pretty
with
much
him
be custodial.
more
The
than me,
baby
no,
pretty
but
much
still
live with
be
him.
present. Still be present in their life. Like if that's like they've had that type of relationship to where he stepped in and he was like being a present dad to them, and that's what they see. Who they see as their father. Yeah, go ahead. You can get them for the weekend. You can get them for the breaks. Their
Mhm.
dad isn't doing it, so we're like they're
Yeah.
comfortable. Love is there. So yeah, go
No,
ahead. You helping
so
me?
I hear
We
you. So I hear you. But here's the difficult part, right?
hold on now.
Because you're you're saying that when everything is good, yeah, we can play family. But when things split up or something like that, at the end of the day, these my kids, nigga.
No,
Right?
I'm
So you
still
kind of
saying they can still go
because you
over there,
saying he
but
can get them. Why can't he get them? Why can't he have them 4 days and you have them 3?
We can
I mean, if
actually do
if we
50.
had that type of situations where it was an understanding and that's what was actually said, we can work something out. But by that, I don't know. My kid's still small, so like I'm probably like in protective mommy mode. But if we were already together, let's hypothetically say years, by this time
Mhm.
they know you. I don't care. Go on over
Yeah,
there. You
let's
think
say
that?
let's say y'all been together for 10 years, right?
Oh,
Your
I
kids
don't
your
care.
kids are
Take
13.
them
Oh, so
kids. They can
okay.
I
live.
think the key part is that he adopted them, so they're just
Hmm.
his kids as they are yours. Me personally, if I was in that situation and we were to break up or divorce and whatever, yeah, you can have them for 4 days 1 week, and then I'll do 3, and then I can have them for 4 days 1 week, and then you'll do 3. I'm
Hmm.
actually okay with doing 50-50 because, like I said, my kid, she don't have a dad. So if somebody was to come into my life and her life and embody that role just how we both need him to,
Hmm.
absolutely. I'm never
I
going
wouldn't
to.
rob them from that experience because
Yeah.
kids need that. Like, and especially if they've grown up together and this person has came in and taught them a lot of stuff, regardless of what me and that person went through. That's still your daddy. Go on. Even if I feel some type of way, I can't allow me and my feelings to interfere with the relationship that they have already built. That's selfish. That ain't
Mhm.
that ain't right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And I
it's
know these things are very easy to, well, y'all got experience too, but it's very easy to say these things when it's like no pressure applied, right? Like it's easy to be submissive to a man until you don't agree with him, right? It's very
Mm,
easy. But when you don't agree with him, that's when it start, right? That's when the work start. It's like working out. It don't start till it hurt. A lot of women
yeah, because
will,
sometimes it do hurt to be a little submissive.
yeah, a lot of women will do it until they disagree with you, and then it's like, oh, well, oh, you wasn't never really submissive. You just like I
I'm
was
gonna
meant,
say yes
yeah,
and no.
okay.
I'm gonna say yes and no because it depends on the type of man and it also depends on a woman. So where like being submissive is not the problem. It's sometimes the reaction from the person. Like I can disagree with you because I don't think that in no real world that we're always gonna agree on everything. But in the midst of me disagreeing with whatever that you're saying, and I'm being like find myself having to submit to whatever you said, I think conversations can happen after that. To where like I can tell you like in that moment I trusted you, but I probably didn't agree with you. Like I feel like that's when the uncomfortable conversations come in. But in certain situations, it's okay to allow a man to be a man and allow a man to lead, even if you don't agree. But the conversation after that is to let them know, like, I kind of was really feeling the red or something like that, like something small. But I wanted you to, go ahead and go with your move. But sometimes the type of man it is that can make things argumentative, and it don't have to be that. Because even in a disagreement, I feel like a woman can still be submissive. Submissive does not mean I have to do everything that you say. Submissive is, I feel like it's a certain way. It's treatment, how a woman talks to you, not necessarily like nowadays. I feel like when you say submit, people think that the man is just controlling everything. Submission, I feel like a woman is in control with the way she responds and the way she talks to a person, talks to her person, and how she interacts with him, because you can really get your way even if you disagree, but it's how you
Hmm.
do it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that um, when it comes to the topic of submission, I am a woman. I'm very headstrong. I'm very vocal. Um, and I think a lot of times I can see through men. So, and just in my experience, I haven't really came across too many men that's like, oh, I should submit to. Because I think who the man is plays a role in it. A lot of men are like, they're pussies.
Mm.
So I don't want to submit to that. I don't want to submit to a man that's argumentative. Like,
Hmm.
what I'm saying? That is, I don't want to be argumentative towards my man, but you would expect that from me before a man.
Hmm.
A lot of men, they just talk about it. Like, I need you to submit. I need you to do this. And it's like, okay, well, what am I submitting for? What am I submitting to? I feel like a man got to put himself out there for a woman to be like, okay, at least a woman like me to be like, okay, let me
Mm.
chill out. Let me take the back seat. He clearly know what he's doing. He's been a great leader. And I
Yeah.
think in a lot of the relationships I've been in, I've been a leader. I've been the brains. And I'm just sick of it.
Hmm. Do you
Hmm.
like because I'm what I hear is you can do either or, right? Uh, is it your preference to have a man to be a leader?
Yes, I want a man who 100% embodies his masculinity. The man that walks into the room and tilted. Like that's the type of man I want to sit into.
Okay, my question is that's never been a requirement for you.
Oh, so well, judging off my past relationships, I would say no.
Hmm.
At 31, as a single woman, as somebody who knows the type of man that they want, I'm I absolutely want a man that I can submit to. I don't want to keep
Okay.
being an alpha woman. Like I don't. I want
Yeah.
to be soft and those type of things. But I just feel like I need a man who's going to create that space and allow me to be there. And a lot of
Okay.
times they don't make you feel safe. They don't have a place to store your emotions safely.
Yeah. Okay. So pretty much in the past, you it wasn't a requirement, but now it's something that you would like to be a standard for you. You like
Yes.
to. Do you know what it looks like? Like, do you know what it looks like to be with a leader, or like how to find a leader, like what you'll be looking at, how to vet these men?
So I've never, like I said, in all my past relationships, I've been the one to lead. So I don't know what it looks like to be with one. I have an idea, and I can
Hmm.
tell you that one
Okay.
one is simply a man having his mind made up,
Hmm.
not me, what you think it is all the time. Like, oh, if you plan a date, okay, where you want to go? If you plan a date, I'm expecting you to have the place, the time, everything, and already,
Yeah.
and um, just when it comes to us being at odds, like I don't want to be in a situation where we're at odds and it's fighting fire with fire. A masculine man is going to put out that fire because he's not about to sit here and argue with you. He's not about to sit here and let you talk crazy. You know, he's going to
Hmm.
remind you, who you are and who he is.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I think a big part of it is safety. I think once you feel safe,
Mhm.
like if he can make you feel safe, I think that's a big part of it. But I do know it's difficult to like, especially if you're not used to it. It's gonna be difficult to navigate trying to find somebody that's a leader. Or I think the most difficult part will be actually you making it a requirement for you. Because it might just be a situation where you say something that you like, but you just end up with another nigga who just, you smarter than him, and you got to make the decisions out of whatever reason you chose him. Maybe it's lust, maybe it's because he was helping out, whatever it may be. But I think that's gonna be the hardest part is sticking to that requirement of I want a man that's a real, really a real leader. You know. We're gonna stay on for 10 more minutes. Do y'all wanna let the crowd come up and ask y'all questions at all?
Sure, I don't mind.
How you feel about that in the show?
I didn't know it was a crowd. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
we got a crowd.
One thing before we do let the crowd up. Mine, have you ever thought about hosting a speed dating event?
Have I ever thought about hosting a speed dating event?
Yeah.
Never thought about a speed dating event. I've thought about trying to pair people together in some way, but I would just have to. I got to figure out how do I find the men who are have the traits that I have that women are looking for, and how can I pair the women with them?
Okay.
Yeah. Why you say
You
that?
host one.
You gonna pull up? Yeah, if I'll be sure to let you know. All right, so we got a couple people up here that want to ask you questions. I guess I'm gonna try to have order with this, so they'll get one question at a time. Um, we 10 more minutes. So what's it? 4:57 over here. So we go to about 5:10 around that. What up, Either Man? We got Either. His name is Either Man. So what's
Hey
going on?
brother, how you doing today?
Hey, we chilling, man. Can't complain. You got some
Don't
money?
I got a little bit,
I
just a
need
little
some money,
bit.
man.
And you gotta get monetized, man. I told you stop playing so we can send these super chats. First of all, I'm gonna say, Mike, I love the dynamic of you and a group of women. Don't change that, brother, because most guys cannot compel themselves when women are telling their story. So keep that because I think that's what makes you unique. I know a lot of people kind of want to question and grill. I think it's cool at the end, but throughout the whole show, I love that you let people actually speak and you understood kind of their fight and class. So shout out to you for that structure.
Appreciate
Um,
that.
I do got one question. Well, I got like 1,000 questions, but you said only one, right?
Yeah, one
Uh,
at a
so,
time.
so my one question is, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper in the idea of a woman having kids, you adopting the kids, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then y'all kind of went into like the level of submission. Now that is that me echoing?
A little bit.
Hold on, give me a second. Is that
Let
better?
me. Hold on. Let me try to mute people and let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna mute
What
them.
about now?
All right, go ahead talk.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's chilling on here, man.
All right, cool. So my question for the ladies, and I guess for you too, but I guess it's more for them. This idea of now that he adopted your child, typically if that was his biological child, and say you was in a with a man like Mont that you feel like was worthy of submitting to. We're not talking about the degenerate that you don't want. Let's say you're in a relationship that you desire. In that, would you would he have now final say so of what goes on with your child? For example, public school, private school, the type of things that your kids do now that he's adopting, and I think he done showed you that level of security that he's serious, not about you, just you, but also your child. Y'all are married. What is the limit to his power? And is he really now the father in your eyes, or is he just playing father? So I know that's kind of complex question, but I wanted that answer.
Okay, so I'll go first. So for me, like I said, my daughter is 7. Her dad hasn't been in her life for most of her life. So she's already starting to fill that void. I absolutely want my child to have a father in their life. If there's ever a situation where you adopted my kid, it's obviously because you were worthy of adopting my kid. So if we break up, and I want to put her in public school, and you're like, oh no, I think we should put her in this private school. That's something for us to both come to the table about. I'm not necessarily going to say no, but if it makes sense and we can at least be tackle this as a team, it can be worked through. Maybe she can go to private school. They do sometimes, have better education and things like that. I'm just in a situation like that as far as adopting and then breaking up. I'm just all for the kid at that point. So as long as you have my kid's best interest at heart, like I do, that's fine. Now don't go to court and try to sue me and try to get sole physical and legal custody. Like, no, we're both their parents.
Yeah, so I get that. So inside of a marriage, I just want to make sure before we go on. Inside of a marriage, would you say that he have final say so? Say y'all are married. Not I'm not talking about divorce in so
Oh,
much, Sierra. I'm talking about inside of a marriage. I think it's Sierra that got that feedback. My bad. So inside of marriage, Sierra, y'all are together. Say, for example, it doesn't matter what side of the argument you on. You, for whatever reason, say, "Hey, I don't want them to go to private school or public school." As your husband, he said, "Hey, I think this is what's best for our kids. This is going to put our kids." It don't matter if you want them to go to public or private school. I think I heard one of you guys says earlier, you kind of submit to him inside of a marriage when it comes down to the kids that's not his biological kids, Sierra, would you believe that you would submit to him in that way?
yes. And I think it's partially because, one, like I said, I grew up without a father, so I know how it is to have that void. And two, my daughter is already feeling it. If we're in a marriage, I'm expecting you to take on my kid how I'm taking on my kid. So if it comes to an issue where we don't necessarily agree on the type of schools that they're going to, we can still come together and we can still figure something out.
So, but that's the problem I'm having with what you're saying, Sierra. Is you say, "Hey, I want this certain type of leader, right?" And this type of leader that you're asking for really don't negotiate as much as you're saying. That's more of a weak man mentality. Like most leaders, like these guys, the alpha guys, it's no negotiation. It's usually if Mont tell the truth, it's like this is what we doing. He's not negotiating back and forth with his woman on what they doing. So it's almost like I'm trying to understand. Do you want a man that's willing to negotiate, or do you want a man that's a leader? Because those two men are not the same. Do you agree with that, Sierra?
Well, yes, I do, but I wouldn't think of it as negotiating. I'm just going to use the school as an example. Hey, I want to put her in this school, and you're like, well, hey, I want to put her in that school, and I ask why. You know what I'm saying? If your why makes sense, okay, fine, let's do it. I have if you're already leading me and been proven to be a leader, I have no reason to go against what you're saying. I believe that you would have my kids' best interest at heart, just like I would.
Yeah, but so that's what I'm saying, Seattle. Men that are the men that you're talking about, a lot of them, my friends, they don't go to their wives, Sierra, and say, "Hey, I want to put the daughter. Hey, this is what we're doing." This is
Yeah,
usually how they talk. They say,
it's more
"We're."
of a statement than a question. Like, this is
It's,
what's happening, and you either on board or you on board. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna say it's no conversation afterward, but not to cut you off, I'm sorry. In my experience, if I don't agree with something, I sometimes let a man be a man, and if it doesn't work, then now it's a discussion to where, like, once you tell me this is what we're doing, okay, this is what we're doing. Later on, if, like, say that said thing didn't work, and when necessarily doesn't have to be with the children, just anything in life, say it doesn't work, and he comes back. Now, usually once they've done something and it didn't work, they come back. Now it's a conversation. Now it's for your input. But sometimes it's like, this is what we're doing. This is exactly how it's gonna go, and it's nothing else after that. Like, I think he's asking, like, if he's telling you saying you want her to go to A and he's saying C is a better option. I'm putting her in C tomorrow. Are you gonna be okay with him saying that? And it's just his adopted child, not his biological child.
Well, yes, but I do believe I'm still able to ask why in those situations. I don't think if I'm asking why, then that's necessarily me going against, my man. If I ask you why and you have good reasoning, why not? You know? And even if you don't have good reasoning, I feel like that's a conversation. That's where the conversation comes in at.
Yeah, I get it, but like I get what you're saying. I just from my perspective, and I definitely want the other young lady to answer too. From my perspective, a lot of women say they want a man that's a leader, that's a man that's this alpha mentality. And since I'm in sales, like that's my job is that I manage alpha type personalities. And I'm telling you, this idea that this, like kind of what Monk was saying. Monk was saying a lot of stuff that I think people, he said this territorial mindset, this ego mindset that we like that Mont's in it because Mont have a really good ability to communicate. But most of those guys, I don't think Mont's about to have a full conversation while his kids going to private school with you. That's not what y'all about to talk about. Mont be like, hey, we going to this school. This is the school that we going to. If you want to look it up, go look up why I chose that school. But I didn't consult it with God. He told me this is what it is. So me and you ain't about to go back and forth with it, right? So that was just kind of the idea. But we're gonna come back to that, Sierra, because I want to talk a little bit. What do you think about that? Now that he adopted, first, are you okay with him adopting your kids? Um, that was my first question to how you say your name? The
You can call me Carrie.
Carrie. I Carrie. I don't. So hey, so Miss Carrie, I'm gonna say Miss Carrie. Put some respect on it. So Miss Carrie, how do you feel about first of all him adopting? I think you commented on it, but it sounded like you was a little uneasy about it. How do you feel about him adopting? And do he kind of have the power of a man over that child that he would have as a biological parent?
Um, with two small children in the beginning, you got to kind of show me like the reason of why I'm trusting you. But however, I feel like if we've reached the point to where you are around my children, we've already established that point to where you're trustworthy. Now if they're older and it's a adoption and like I know at first it was the if we get divorced, would I still allow him to do certain things? Yeah, because they've already developed that relationship. But I I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. I think right now because my situation is fresh, it's kind of like I'm a little but I think that a person has to just prove themselves worthy of even being around my children to that level first. Like the leadership has to already be had been shown in the relationship with him and I, and once he has met my children to where like, okay, you're trustworthy for me to be able to take your word and the decisions that you make without having to put a little me on it.
Well, that's a little problematic for me. Let me tell you why it's a little problematic for what you're saying. So first you're saying as an adopted parent or not a biological parent, I have to prove something to you. And most biological parents don't have to prove something. So are you stating, I just want to make sure I
But okay,
understand
so
you.
are we already together? Okay, this is the thing. Are we
Y'all are
already
married. Nobody's adopting
okay,
if you're not
married? No,
married.
you've
Okay.
already proved it because you already around my kids. So like, no, yeah, you at that point, control is already there. You're controlling the household. You're the leader of the house. Now, if we
Perfect.
are,
That's perfect. So let me go to my next question because I want to get creative. I know he said we only got 10. So with that same question, if it was a better situation for your child to go with Munt, I'm still on the same question. Y'all separate, and you understand that he's more financial sound, uh, especially if you got sons that he's going to raise them, but he's only the adopted parent. If it what's best for your son is for him to be raised by his adopted dad, is that something you both would support?
yeah, I think boys need to be around men, especially at an older age. Like boys need to be around a man that is going to instill things in them that I can't instill, or going to work with them on certain things that I can't. I have a little boy and little girl. I would prefer for my daughter to stay because I feel like there are things that I can teach her as a woman and as a mother. But if it's a son, you finna go over there, go on over there, and I
So
got a big boy.
so I got you. So you okay with the adopted parent getting majority custody with the child if that's what's best for the child, correct?
Mm,
What about you, Sierra? So we can go to creator.
Well,
if it's a boy, let me say
him
that.
mom, I feel like kid, whether it's a daughter or a son, I feel like they definitely do need both of their parents. If it's ever a situation where I fall on hard times and my home is not stable, my job is not stable, yes, I absolutely would be okay with that. You know, we were married. You showed that, you know, you've always had my kids' best interest at heart. Why not? Not only that, I never want to have my daughter in a situation where she's not comfortable. You know, we're hopping hotel to hotel or house to house or something like that. I would rather do that on my own, knowing that my kid is safe in a warm bed, eating, getting to and from school, and all. And I think I feel like this because, like I said, I've been a single mom for so long. Um,
That's great. Well, appreciate you guys. I want to let creative because I don't want to take the whole 10 minutes, but I did get one question answered because it sounds like you going to give an adopted parent the full rights. Both of you guys will give the full rights as a legal parent after they prove it in some type of way. It sounded like it was a level of patches, like patches hood of stepdaddy or fatherhood. As long as they prove that, you guys will do that. And I do like the idea you saying you want what's best for your child, even if it's not best for you. So appreciate that. I have some other questions, but I'll turn it over to creative.
Good looking, brother. What's
and
happening, Peter, man? What's up,
How you doing,
my
brother?
ladies? First off, let me commend you on being open and vulnerable, right? Like you said, I didn't even know what people out there. You know what I'm saying? And they out there listening. You know what I'm saying? And this is what it's gonna take. You're gonna have we gonna have some real deal conversations. Like when we get up off this thing, the real deal life that we actually live in, right? Everybody's not multimillionaires, right? And this is being real. We want to have these real conversation with real people. However, you are real young ladies, right? That's out here making it happen, in spite of what's going on and the choices that we've made and the challenges that you experience. You got to do this. So my question is, um, what is the example of the relationship? Because you did get married. That means you did choose marriage. I think both of y'all chose, the man and the household dynamic, right? We got the man, we got the wife, we got the kids, we ready to do this thing, right? So you did choose that. It just didn't, or I'll say for right now, it's a bumpy road, right? And I say that for a reason. But I want to ask the question: what example do you is from you, each one of your ladies, of the relationship that you saw coming up, or even now, that you would say, you know what, that's the type of relationship that I want. That's the example of the thing that I would desire out of a man woman family dynamic. Who would you give that trophy to?
okay.
A lot. A lot of people in my family are married, like that is a big thing, but I wouldn't say that I have an ideal marriage because I feel like I'm the person that's breaking the generational patterns of staying because of children. Stay, like most of them stay with infidelity. They stay because of their kids. They stay because they already had things together and it was easier to stay than to leave. So I would say that would be my reason of why I left a situation, because I did not want to repeat the same pattern. Now, do I have certain characteristics in certain specific individuals, like my grandmother, the type of woman that she was? I like looking at that, and that's the type of mother and woman that I want to be in life. Certain characteristics of my father, to where how he was with his children. That doesn't mean that he was the same way with women, but the way that he poured into his children, the way that family was very important, and it was like certain things that he still lacked. Me as a mother, I can see certain things that he lacked in certain areas of his why, but as far as having like a superhero in the family saying their marriage is beautiful, I want to create that. I don't have that. I want to be that for my children. I want my children to look at me and say, "Oh, mom and dad are rocking out. They have a beautiful, they have a healthy marriage. They know how to talk to each other. They communicate. Like we keep God first." Like I want to be that for my kids because I never seen that growing up.
So I feel like when it comes to knowing what type of relationship you want or like what example of that looks like, I feel like no one gives you the full 100% of what goes on in their relationship. So I feel like you always have an idea of how somebody's relationship or how somebody's marriage is. Me personally, I would use mine and Deja as a great example. I feel like that, he creates a space for her to be safe. She is safe. I agree with a lot of the views he shared as far as dating and things like that. And you just kind of get an idea of how his relationship is, not necessarily what goes on, but you just kind of get an idea of how it works. So, yeah, I would say that I would use them as an example.
So, and my them fairly new, you know what I'm saying? So apparently the young man that made it impact them some folk around here. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay, and that's actually what we want, right? We you jumped off the porch and y'all chose marriage, right? You chose man woman dynamic, right? First, hey, I'm gonna choose my man. Somewhere down the line, it got really challenging to the point to where life starts to life, and we got to make some real decisions, right? So it don't matter what we talking about on these apps and in all these spaces, right? What's really going on is when we get up off of here and how you yourself actually have to deal with these things. But I think what this room showed today is that you're not alone, right? That you relatively are not alone, and that y'all two beautiful black women right here. You understand who done made some beautiful black kids, right? That needs they beautiful black daddies who are beautifully imperfect. So you said something, Naki. What is that? Not Shell. Shell. You
Carrie.
said something, right? You said there were different individual things that you kind of saw within your family dynamic. Key was there was a family dynamic. It's never going to be perfect, and I think that's what you probably discovered. We all seeking for this perfect leader, this perfect man, this perfect life, the perfect mama, grandpa, granny, financial situation, educational status. You see where I'm going, right? Right, and it's almost too much pressure that we even as a community put on ourselves to be such top flight individuals in every aspect of our life that we do, that when that doesn't happen, now you get all these mini letdowns, right? I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Well, what was the standard? Was the standard that you set. It wasn't necessarily you know what I'm saying? You get where I'm going? So it's not a failure. It was just something that you learned, right? And now you move forward. Y'all
So
both had those men in your life, whether they here now or later. And you got to do what you got to do. But ultimately, those are those kids. They got daddies. At least they have them, whether he's here or not. I've seen so many relationships that nothing now, but then at 20 plus years pass or 15 years pass, and the kids become adults. They now can have that relationship with their dad without your input, right? Without whatever it is you're gonna say. So just keep that cognizant. I do appreciate y'all vulnerability. Understand that no man's gonna be perfect. Whatever you decide to go with, but a man that has a plan and direction, it is really gonna be challenging for you. Because like
so my
Peter Minnick said, he don't care, kinda to a degree. We have a plan for me. That plan is for you because I see how you can fit in this plan. And yes, you're gonna have input. That's why I'm choosing you. I need your genius in some type of
Gotcha.
way. But
so
understand,
my
perfect is where it be there. That's just
my
my.
do we have
Yeah.
time for a final question, or are we done?
I think we done. I gotta,
I
I'm
got a
trying to
really
go
good
get
one though.
creative.
It's
Uh,
I'm just saying me, I
uh,
got a really good one, and it could be
all
like
right.
final thoughts.
How about this? How about you
Write it down. Let me
ask your question, and the second I'm done, I'm just going to mute you.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
yeah, ask
okay.
your question. Yeah.
So my question is, for the next man that you marry, what is your justifications of divorce? Like, what if he do this, you would leave him in marriage? What would y'all ladies say that for the next man, not the previous?
So I've never been married before, but deal breakers for me, cheating. And it's not always cheating. It could be other things that, might draw you and your partner apart. But cheating is a deal breaker for me. And then I don't know if y'all were on here earlier, but it's really important to me that I feel safe emotionally. Um, and if I don't, that is something that will eventually send me out the door.
Um, I I agree. I would say cheating because I feel like anything else is just maybe I wouldn't say unrealistic, but I feel like every now and again, real test in relationships to see if we'll endure certain things. You might have financial hardship. You might go through grief. You might go through a times where communication was poor and you didn't like understand to where like mentally you might be like, I'm ready to check out. But those are things that you can work through and y'all can make it over there. But like cheating is kind of like, nah, I can't overlook that one. I can't overlook everything else. I feel like look what a look. Oh, and physical, domestic, anything to where like it's abusive, you got to get up out of that.
So I think we agree with cheating. We'll agree with domestic violence. How do you know, see, Sierra, you're feeling emotional safe? Is that something that I want to understand what you meant by emotionally safe? Because you can feel safe at sometimes and not safe at others. I'm just trying to figure out how do you measure that?
So emotionally safe, me being able to be vulnerable. I feel like a lot of times, well, at least in my personal situations, a lot of times men have not created the space for me to be vulnerable. And I think that's one of the key things that plays into being emotionally safe. And then, as far as, just me expressing how I'm feeling right now, be it towards you, be it towards, our relationship. I want to be able to come to you and bring those things to you without it being a big thing, without feeling like, oh my gosh, maybe I should have just never said something. I never want to feel like that in a relationship. I want to know that my man absolutely wants me to come to him when I'm feeling uneasy in the slightest way about anything. So,
Well, I get what you're saying, but most men in relationships can't be vulnerable, right? Because a lot of them will say that if I be vulnerable, say, hey, this happened to me, we get in an argument, the woman will bring it up in the argument. That's why you peed in the bed when you was 10 or whatever it is, right? It usually can be weaponized, right? That's what men are saying, regardless if we believe that that's true or not. But I'm just trying to understand emotionally because this I it's almost like you want to be able to vent, Sierra, be able to say what you want without a response, but I might be listening wrong. I understand that sometimes I mean I'm listening wrong. Is that what you're saying, that you want to be able to get it off your chest, say what your problem is without pushback in so many words? Or is
mhm.
that okay? Help me understand.
So when I say, or okay, we're in a relationship, and lately, I just been feeling uneasy. Maybe you haven't been reassuring me as much. I want to be able to bring that to you and I want to be able to talk about it. I don't want it to turn into something where it's us being at odds with each other. I have an idea of how I would like my man to respond in a situation like that. But I guess it just depends. Like men, I just want a man that's, open to me and open to my emotions. I want
Devil's
to
advocate here. Devil's advocate here. So what if it's a period of time to where like maybe he's going through something? Maybe because sometimes when men go through financial situations and stuff at a job, they cannot be there for you emotionally. So what if it's a long period of time to maybe like 6 months or 3 months to where he can't provide that emotional reassurance that you may need, not necessarily saying because he doesn't want to, but just because his plate is like a little full and sometimes they would rather go through things in private than to say this is what's going on, and when it's done, like, okay, this is why I was woo woo woo. Are you able to sit out for those 6 months and endure the lack of that you're looking for and still be able to pour into him in the times to where you might be used to 100 or maybe days to where it's 80-20, but this time it might be 60-40 or 70-30.
so I feel like people, like, we all go through things, and no matter what we go through, if you're in a relationship or you're in a marriage, you still have someone that's attached to you. So the things you go through affect them. I feel like I people do handle things and situations how they want, but me personally, I would absolutely like to go through it with my man. I don't necessarily want you to shut down because this is what you're going through. What can I do to help? if anything, you know?
I know, but see, the problem is, I think y'all might be describing super nigga, right? That's just a what I call I call my super nigga, right? But in reality, to create the lifestyle, I've been listening to you guys for over 3 hours. To create this lifestyle that you're talking about, is going to be a high level of pressure from the outside world, right? We talking typically working 12-hour days, right? Typically, like I said, it's going to be a stressful lifestyle. He come home truthfully and honestly, he might need an hour or two from his to himself, right? He
Mhm.
already worked 12 hours. I'm just trying to understand because I was always taught, and I might have been taught wrong, that your village was supposed to be your emotional support, not your men. Now, I'm not saying that your man can neglect your emotions, but when you want to do all this talking and you got all these feelings, you're supposed to call a homegirl who got your relationship's best interest, and that's who you're supposed to get your emotional support from. Your man, obviously, he's supposed to listen to you. He's supposed to be present, but he don't supposed to fulfill this emotional daily fight that I'm hearing people talking about. So Sierra, it's almost like he must be all of these emotions, and he also must be a financial guru where he's out here making all this money and directing the kids. Is it possible that you trying to put too large of a burden on that man? And I think that's
Hold on.
it.
I gotta give either man some pushback. I don't want to. So I don't necessarily agree with you right there, right? Let's take out the super nigga stuff, right? I think that I think that yes, there are
I
certain
love
things
it.
that I think my woman should be talking to other women about. But you gotta understand, well, this is just the way I view relationships. That's my best friend, right? I'm your best friend. But I'm not only your best friend, I'm your leader. You chose me because of the wisdom and the knowledge that I do have. You chose me because the way I am able to speak, the way I am able to listen, right? Um, my woman can throw a lot of things at me, and I have a lot of answers. You know, sometimes they just want you to listen. And with certain things that I do get tired, I'd be like, "Yo, talk to your homegirls about that," right? That's the dumb shit, right? But for the most part, like emotional safety, that's real. Like that is absolutely real. You know, and she wants it from you, and I think that is I'm being reasonable. I don't think that that's something that's too much to ask because yeah, I don't think it's something that's too much to ask.
I get your sentiment, right? This is what I'm saying. Like I understand that y'all gotta understand. Monk got all the money. He's the super nigga that we talk about in this space, right? We gonna say that, right? We gonna give him the super nigga title, right? But the idea of me being in my purpose, right? I I do okay. I don't do as good as Monk because you know what I'm saying. I'm working my way up to super nigga, right? I ain't got that close yet.
Don't
But
let
my
him think
question is,
make y'all think I got money. I ain't got no money.
as I'm 14 hours a day, 12 hours, especially when you start a business, when my attention, once my attention is outside of the home because I'm trying to be great or I'm becoming great, right? I can't give you this attention for 14 hours. I can't get on the phone with you and have these conversations. Now, when I get home, I give you your hour, your 2 hours, however much time he designates. Because especially if you got kids and stuff, your kids want their hour, and he still got to sleep because he got to go out and do it again the next day, right? So
Hold on, quick question, Eda man. Which one of these women on the panel said that they require 14 hours of attention from their man?
neither one
I
of them.
wasn't here. I stepped away.
No, nobody said that, but the idea of the emotional availability for a man that's really getting in month, you been honest, and a man that's really out there making it and doing things in the world, he's typically unavailable most of the time emotionally. And what I heard Sierra was saying is that he had to fulfill this emotional security when it's a level of insecure or doubt
Mhm.
in the security of that. That's kind of what I interpret. I might be wrong.
So Eda man, we gotta understand that when she's saying that like she's feeling whether she's feeling insecure or she needs reassurance, right? All of that is not that's probably something very small. Like she's probably something small she hasn't heard from you. It's probably something tiny, right? These aren't big things. This take an hour. It's effort, not even an hour. It's just effort. And I think a lot of times when we make these reasons and these excuses, right? Of I'm out here getting money. I'm out here. Everybody got time for something. Everybody got time for something.
And
You might
I
smoke. You might, oh,
no, I don't smoke
okay, go ahead.
and I don't do
Not you.
drugs. But
Not
no,
you,
no,
but
no, no. But I know the point that I'm telling you is some days that I get home and I'm done. Like I get you, Munt. When you get home, it's almost like you get a recharge when you walk in the door, right? You get that kryptonite. Kryptonite do the opposite for Munt. It give him energy. It take mines to give him energy. I'm just saying, I get it if we're talking about the 1% of men who, like I said, are the super guys, right? But at some point, when do you pour back into your man and you pouring back into your man to kind of refuel him for him fighting the world? That's the question I'm
so
trying to
hold
figure
on.
out.
So Edom, man. So now we switching it up real quick, right? So now is because this, but this is good because we get into the root of what is the problem, right?
Hmm.
Do you think that in this scenario, it's in the example, the woman needs something from the man, and the man needs something from the woman. Like
Sure,
he needs to be recharged, and she needs reassurance. They both need something, right?
sure.
I absolutely, I think they both can figure that out. Just people not talking, they're not communicating. Like if you need something from your woman, tell her. Like people are more reasonable than we think. You know, people we just not talking. You know, we want them to understand. We want them to know. And everybody not a super nigga. Everybody not gonna know, right? We, you got to talk.
And I just
How
think
wait a minute?
people,
How would your man? How would your woman recharge you? Like, what's a recharge for you? What does that look like for you?
Full body massage, head rub, shoulder massage after work, and being peaceful.
and you don't think
Okay.
that's a little bit more than us asking for emotional safety? That's like physical. Don't get me wrong. I feel like men, like good men, deserve that. But you see how you're asking something of us, and we are able to give you that. We're able to run a bath. We're able to give you a massage. We're able to give you that hair rub, whatever. And we are able to do that after you've been away for 14, 12 hours a day. If I bring a situation to you like, babe, I just been, feeling a bit insecure or just, doubting, what we have going on. I think it's easier for you to reassure me than it is for in the things you described. That's not hard to do, by the way. I think it's easier in terms of having that conversation and reassuring me or creating that safe space for my emotions than me running your hot bath,
And
getting
that
it.
reassurance, sorry to cut you off, can happen while she's pouring into you. That support into each other. I just have to be a devil's advocate to ask her. You can hear me? Oh, I just have to be the devil's advocate to ask her, like, what would she do if a person couldn't do it? But that is the poor. If she's still able to, hold on, baby. If she's still able to, yeah, take it. If she's still able to pour into you after she's had a long day, I'm gonna even be more dramatic. Let's say she's pregnant or just had a baby postpartum, and she's still able to pour into you. The least a man can do, even with a busy schedule, is provide that reassurance and be there for her emotionally. And that's all
But
I gotta say.
give me an example of this reassurance. Maybe I'm just not understanding. Because like telling your wife, I think kissing your wife before you leave the house, right? Maybe even taking time on your break to talk to her, or to just say, "Hey, I was thinking about you. I got 20 minutes." This and getting home, telling them that I love you. I'm not saying men should be able to negate that things because I think those things are common. I'm trying to understand what is this reassurance that y'all feel that you need that you're not getting outside of those.
It was really emotional safety, knowing that you can come to your man and voice something to him and it's safe with him. He's creating a space for you to express yourself. He's not pushing you away or trying to turn it into an argument. He's giving you the space to express how you feel. And you get it out and he reassures you. I don't know. No, babe, that's not how I'm feeling. I just been very tired lately or whatever. I don't know what it could be, but
Well, I'm trying to
it's
say, what I'm trying to say is like, the point I'm trying to understand is typically when men say that they go to a woman and they tell them what they want, it's very direct. I want a massage, I want a bubble bath, and I want some lingerie and some abs.
yeah,
Right?
and
They're like,
I'm emotional safety, honey. I haven't been feeling, you know, too secure in this relationship lately. Is you want something and I want something, so let's just give each other
I
what we.
got so
Because
so
what looks like reassurance to you may not be reassurance to her. And women are different. We are emotional creatures. Men, you're thinking from a logical standpoint. And I think that is the barrier that a lot of men and women have is because the type of leader that you were speaking of at first only likes it seem like y'all only like to think in logic. And sometimes y'all will step into that emotional. That's why you probably call mine the super nigga. But what she's saying is, can you step outside of that logic and start pouring into me emotionally just because I need this right now? Like, if you
okay.
want her to pour into you logically when you need it, you should be able to do the same. Because just because you kissed her forehead and you called her on your break, that does not mean that was reassurance to her. It's about knowing your personnel.
I got you. So if a man is saying, because Munt tried to be funny, Munt said, just act. Act. So a man is saying, in this moment, how can I emotionally give you security in this moment? I'm trying to figure out what are you asking him to do in that moment? Because most women say you supposed to just know. Sierra, they say, how you don't know me? We've been together for 4 years. How you don't know how to make me feel secure in my emotions in this moment? So just help me understand, Sierra, what this is.
So emotional. When I think of emotional safety, I don't think of a specific thing. This is what I think of. I think of me bringing my feelings and my thoughts to you, and you being receptive to it instead of saying, "Oh, it's not that deep," and validating how I feel. Oh, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Your experience and my experience is two different things. And if we can respect that about each other, sometimes that creates the emotional safety. Just be open to me and how I feel and when I bring it to you. Don't just shut me off. Oh, I had a long day at work. I'm going to sleep. You got a long day at work every day. When are we ever going to be able to talk about it if that's how I'm getting met when I bring these things to you?
So you really just want a man to be able to listen, not respond chaotic, is what I'm hearing. Kind of be open for it. Let me ask this question. I hear men say this a lot, Sierra. They say that they're listening, but they're halfway listening. Is that okay with you, Sierra, or do you have to have this undivided attention when
I
you?
absolutely have to have your undivided attention because if you
Mm.
want to listen, you need my undivided attention too. I think it goes both ways. I don't want to half-ass listen and then half-ass treat you a certain type of way. I want to listen, I want to get it right, and I want to fix what we have going on. And I just want my man to respond the same way when it's me or him, on the other end of it.
Interesting. So basically, you want his undivided attention. If I heard it correctly, right? You want his undivided attention. You want him to listen, and you want him to respond in the appropriate manner that you don't feel like you attack. Is that fair to sum it up, or is that?
Well, yeah, because I feel like I'll just use me as an example. There's been times, or in my last situation, there was times I brought issues to him, and instead of him just understanding that I'm being vulnerable and this is how I'm feeling, it's always invalidating how I feel or it turning into an argument or something like that. Those type of things don't create emotional safety. Those type of things will make a woman just not want to say things, make women want to shut down or go mute. Me personally, I am a runner. I avoid a lot of things. So if I come to a man and I'm like, listen, this is what's going on with me. This is how I'm feeling. I just need to know, like, what are you thinking? And I'm met with that energy. I just feel like, okay, maybe he's not the man for me. Because I feel like the man for me is going to be okay with me bringing those type of things to him.
I got you. So just to understand, so say you got a man that works, like I said, 14 hours a week, his day Saturday. He said, hey, I can't deal with this Monday through Friday. I'm gonna cut some time out Saturday. And I want to make sure that I'm present. I'm making sure that I'm sleeping a little bit late. But once I get in, I want you to be able to get what you need. If you got that once a week or every other week, do you believe that that'll be enough? Or do it have to be like a normal type thing that you able to do this venting?
Well, let me ask you this. If there was something that you wanted to address with me, well, not me, but your partner, right? And she says, and it's Tuesday, and she says, oh no, babe, I'm busy. This conversation can wait until Saturday. Would you be okay with that?
I'm perfectly okay with that.
I would not be okay with that. We might not have to talk about it Tuesday, but when Wednesday roll around, can you reserve an hour or something for me?
Interesting. All right. So this idea is that you really kind of want him to be open. You want him to be open when you need him to be open. So like,
And I want to be open when he needs me to be open as well. Because what I want from you, I want you to be able to get that from me as well. And I feel like men need emotional safety too.
well, let me give you a perspective, right? I don't know if you understand it. I think women choose horrible times to have conversations, in my opinion, right? And it's just anecdotal. If my wife is cooking a meal for my family, I'm not going there to get emotional support at that time, right? I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to isolate when I feel, hey, maybe right before bed, while we laying in bed, maybe the kids done put down. I'm gonna try to find those times. When I have conversation with men, soon as they walk inside the house, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even put their stuff down. They got a woman saying, hey, this, that. It's almost like they're barking and they haven't had a moment to decompress, right? And that's just what the men say. We don't know how
So
true. Go ahead.
I don't I don't know if we're projecting, but I feel like a mature or emotionally mature adult is not going to be right at your neck as soon as you walk through the door. I might send a text earlier in the day. Hey, is it okay if we talk tonight when you get off work about something? Or is it okay for us to talk after your shower or something like that tonight?
I'm saying, is it okay for him to say no, or since he's your spouse, he must say yes?
Well, as my partner, why would you just say no? We can't talk about this.
If tonight's just not a good night to talk,
But but that's the whole point of me saying, hey, can we talk tonight about this? Or, can we talk
it's
after
really not a question.
this?
The point that I'm making is you're not really asking a question. You're just dressing up a demand as a question. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that because you're saying that I feel like you're saying that I feel like right now you're generalizing women. You're
No.
saying, but you said the men are saying that women address things at the wrong time. Women want to have conversations at the wrong time. And I feel like that's not always true. I feel like it depends on the woman.
I
If
got you,
you are
Sierra. Hold on, I got you. Let me get a baseline, right?
okay.
If your man said, "Hey, you know what? I want to have sex tonight," uh, is the answer yes because he wants sex tonight?
If we're in a relationship, we both have needs. So there's going to be times when I want sex when you necessarily don't feel like having sex and you probably still would do it.
No, I'm saying.
I
So
mean,
you believe anytime your man want to have sex, the answer should be yes, regardless if you want to do it or not.
I think most times it should be. 'Cause, I mean, you're in a relationship. Who don't want to have sex with their partner?
That's
I feel like
fair.
times, yes, and I feel like, and that should be both ways as well.
No,
Was his and was his is yours.
I got that. So now that makes sense to me. It makes sense that you're saying, hey, whatever the person need, really, regardless of what you got going on, you need to make time for your person because they're your person.
Yes, you have someone attached to you, and the things that you go through, it affects them, and the things that I go through, it affects you too.
That's fair. Like, because I see the consistency on it, right? So if I need something, I think what it really comes down to, if I need something, regardless of what you're doing, you need to make time to take care of it, typically in the now and not the later, and vice versa. What you're saying, if
I'm not saying that because you could be at work. And that's why I would hit you with the, hey, can we talk about this later tonight after your shower or something? That's why I'm saying it depends on a person because there are some women who will be screaming and barking as soon as you walk through the door.
no,
That's
no,
not,
no, I'm being reasonable. Like it might sound like I'm not being reasonable. What I'm saying is that if something was brought up to you, you typically want it to be taken care of that day, the latest 24 hours, right? If you need to talk, I need to get this off my chest, and like this, because I'm trying to understand the dynamics. Let me help you understand where I'm coming from, right? It's certain things that I bring up to my wife, Sierra. My wife would say, "Hey, I need a couple of days to think about that." But that's her personality. Sometimes we don't calculate the personality of the person that I am. It would be almost be I would not be accounting for who she is as a person if I say I need an answer within 24 hours. when I know that it takes her time to process things over 3 days, right? That's just the type of person she is.
And
So
she's communicating that. She's communicating that. That's what I'm saying. It depends on the person.
yeah, so if he communicates, say you said, "Hey, can we talk tonight?" He said, "Hey, you know what? Tonight's not a good night. I had a really chaotic day at work, and I don't want to take that out on you. I know it's Monday, but can we talk about this Wednesday? Because I got two chaotic days back to back. Is that something you can park it? You can park for 2 days until Wednesday for us to talk about it."
Yes, because when you word it like that, that's fine. Before you were just wording it like, "Oh, I can't talk about this tonight," and that vague response, no woman is ever going to be okay with that. We're going to immediately take that as, okay, he don't care about how I feel. Hey, I'm tired tonight. Work has been really stressful. Can we just talk about this in a day or two? That sounds so much better than no, not tonight.
No, no. So Sierra, I'm asking baseline credit because so first of all, I'm in sales. I can make everything sound good to my wife. That's my listen. If I can sell a random person something, I can word it in a way that she can receive it. So I'm not saying that how you word things doesn't do this. I was actually speaking on the bottom line of things. Like the bottom line of thing is if he says no, like because I think that that creates a level of a person not being emotionally secure. If a person say, "No, I don't want to have sex with you," man or woman, right? If a man say that or a woman say, "No, I don't want to have sex," they might be tired, but it's like, "Oh, they don't want to have sex with me." So this idea being in a 30-year marriage, being in a 40-year marriage, I think these are things, the point that I was making that happen in the job. It's not really a point where you walk away from these, y'all guys figure it out. The best advice I ever got in marriage counseling, premarital counsel is if y'all act like divorce is not an option, you guys will find out solutions for all your problems. And there's so many people that since divorce is an option, they don't come with a solution because their solution is divorce. That kind of makes sense, Sierra? Was that kind of off?
No, it's not. It's not off at all. Um, I just really think that it still comes down to who you are and who I am and how we operate in this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, your wife is somebody who needs a few days to process things. You know that about her. Y'all have that understanding. As my man, you know that sometimes, I need to talk about this in a day or two. Because maybe
Mm-hmm.
that could create more problems. It's about knowing you and knowing me. That's all.
Well, no, I'm just, especially when it's talking about decision makings. So, as a man, we're making decisions for the whole family, right? It's not just a decision for me. And it can be very dangerous for a man to be able to make a decision off his first thoughts without actually analyzing the whole situation. So sometimes when women bring issues, hey, this is an issue. And I know we was talking about more of the like little stuff, but on the bigger issues, the things that they do, I think it's my responsibility. Like if a man is married to you, it's his responsibility. How is this decision going to affect you? How is it going to affect your daughter? And how is it going to affect everybody connected to these people? Kind of get what I'm saying? So I do get what you're saying there. You're not saying that you're against him saying no or speaking against it. You more just want him to communicate so you can at least understand why he processing and the things that he's doing. And I think that's fair, without a
Yeah,
doubt.
absolutely. And I think mine done hung it up on us, and so did.
Yeah.
But it was
He
nice speaking with you.
no problem.
I would absolutely follow you on Instagram. Pretty sure we'll probably be in the panel again.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I like a lot of the views that you shared as well.
Yeah, I definitely think that I think it's reasonable. Sometimes people say what women are saying is unreasonable. I just think hopefully me and you had a disagreement, and I'm hoping that people realize we were actually saying the same thing. We just didn't talk enough to get to the mutual understanding. And so I think that's what relationship need. When two
Yeah.
people, it's not that they so far off because you don't choose the opposite, this total opposite person from you. You usually y'all think somewhat alike. And I'm talking about somebody who you done been with for a while. Y'all think
Yeah.
something alike, and it's just y'all don't know how to be able to help people understand I understand the point of view, but appreciate you. I'll let you go. I think Mont's gone.
Absolutely.
This is a dope show. He should. I know he always can hear us, so he'll come back and end it up real quick.
No, I think he said when he was done, he was just going to mute himself. Remember, because he said we had a certain time and we didn't went over like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But
So let me let me ask you one more question before you go. All
okay.
right, because I do want to ask this question. This is the question I want to ask earlier. You said that your baby's father would have to prove himself to you before he can come back into your baby's life. Is that
Yeah,
a fair?
yes, because in the past he's proven himself to be inconsistent. He's proven himself to, let down my daughter time and time again. I just don't want to have you back in her life to half-ass again. Show me some consistency in a certain area, and then we can, build off of that. As far as his relationship with her.
So no, I'm saying, but he have a way to contact you currently?
Well, no, he doesn't currently have a way to contact me, but that's not my fault. It's his fault.
I get that, but so like from a man's perspective, and I know you got to go, so I'll make it quick. From a man perspective, how can I prove myself that I have changed or I want to spend time with my daughter if I have no access whatsoever? I can say I messed up in the past. Let's just say I was totally horrible. Say I went to church, I gave my life to God. Now that I accepted my life to Christ, I still have no way to repair this situation.
So, and I'll use my situation as an example. So legally, him and I cannot speak to each other or be around each other. But
Okay.
that's because I don't want to put my business out there.
Yeah,
But
I got you. I got you. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's because that's because of him. You went to this person and you said this, and this was the result of that. So legally we cannot speak. However, before that, I did grant him chances to might not have been every time, but I probably allowed him to try to prove himself up until she was probably about 4 or 5. But from the time she was 3 up until 5, he was just so inconsistent, missing out on milestones. And my daughter's 7, but she understands what it means to be supported and to have your parents there at certain times in her life.
So, but at this point, it's no way for him to be in her life. It sounds like with court orders and all that, it's
Yeah.
almost like that ship have sailed.
Yeah, it pretty much has, but he has nobody to blame but himself. Because if it was up to me, I would not have had it like that. I would not have handled it like that.
Okay, that's fair. I just I kind of one thing is I'm very critical on the court system and how black men are treated in the court system, right? I was just wondering, is it anything like even if he got himself together, it just in my mind looked like it's nothing he can do for his past mistakes, and I think that's just hard for me to digest. But I think that's a me thing, not a you thing.
And the reality is that, I don't have to forgive anybody for the things that they've done to me. I'm not going to hold that against you. But at the end of the day, if you go to the police or you go to the courthouse and you put something in place, that's out of my hands now. Like we legally can't speak to each other because of him. I have sole physical and legal custody of my child because they were able to see that I was a more fit parent. I have no control over that.
That's fair. I just think earlier when I was hearing y'all say put the child first, I'm saying if he do change, because you have no way to measure if he change, I think it'd just be more beneficial for her to build a relationship with him because she's already suffering from that. I think that's kind of what you're saying. But let's end it there. But I like I said, I appreciate you having this transparency. But I'm a big advocate. I think the biggest problem in our community right now is fathers not being involved. I think mothers do an awesome job, but it's so limited. It's only half of what that child need. So I'm a big advocate of men being in their father's life, being awesome dad. That's why I rock with
I would agree. Like
mine.
I definitely think raising a kid is a two-parent job. I'm a single mother, but I'm it's literally because these are the circumstances that
You had
life.
no choice.
Yeah, it was really out of my control. If I could have help, and I would absolutely love that. So
Yeah, I got it.
it was definitely nice speaking with you.
No problem. You have a good day, Sierra.
Thank you. You too.
Bye bye. Hey, anybody got Mont's number? Hit him up. Tell him the show has ended. I wish I can end it. I can't end it. There you go. All right, Mont. I'm about to get up out of here. That was a pretty dope back and forth, man.
No, absolutely, man. I
Look like he
appreciate
just
you.
got done doing something he was supposed to do it. That's how my nephew looked like when he get in trouble. He just pop up like that. I was like, but no, that
Yeah,
was dope, man. I just one like I said, I'm gonna give you your flowers, bro. I think these conversations could be so much fruitful if we don't attack each other. I see so many people. I'm like, we don't even know what's going on because y'all going at each other now that you don't even understand why they think this way. But great show, great individuals. Those women was awesome. So I definitely look forward to your Sunday show.
absolutely, man. I appreciate you.
All right, brother.
All right, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that show. Um, I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm trying to wash my plants and all that type of stuff. But yeah, man, I appreciate all y'all coming through. I'm gonna play some music on the way out, so can catch these vibes. But yeah, man, next Sunday, same time. I'm gonna try and stay consistent. I almost didn't even want to do the show today. I wanted to be doing other shit, but you know, appreciate y'all coming through, man, and rocking with me.
Come and talk to me. Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you. Come and talk to me. Can I talk to you? I really wanna know you. Come and talk to me. Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? Oh, come and talk to me.